Are we live on Twitch? Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear my fan in the background?
A little bit, but it's not too bad.
Oh, fuck. Okay, let me move my fan 1 second.
Fine.
Yeah, because I don't want to turn it off because it's boiling in my room.
Can you make some noise? Oh, woof, 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 woof. Oh, woof, woof, woof. Oh, woof, 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 woof.
Okay. How is that?
Can you make some noise? Can you bark? Oh.
Oh, he's talking to Danny. Okay.
It sounds fine.
You sure?
I can hear it a bit. As long as you're muting when you're not speaking, it should be fine.
Okay. I'll just turn it off. I am gonna boil, though, alive, so. Hi, Cole.
Yeah, Cole's here. Hi, friends.
Damn, your audio is really bad right now.
It is? Oh.
Yeah.
Is that any better?
Oh, tons better.
Yeah, yep, sorry. That's just my, like I said, I have to sometimes disconnect and reconnect my mic.
Yeah.
And get a little foot warmer. His name's Danny.
It's not me you should be apologizing to, it should be the viewers.
What viewers?
We have one.
Oh, we have Matt, and then we also have Cole.
We have someone called Matt.
Yeah.
No, I'm surprised how quickly we got a guest last time, to be honest.
Ed Wolf gave me a meerkat yesterday.
A meerkat?
Yeah, on TikTok. Because there's no weasel. I'm like, oh darn.
Oh, I see. I know I'm not very well endorsed in TikTok gifts. Personally.
Oh, it's Raven. Hi, Raven. I was doing a live with, or Raven was on a live and I joined him. I almost said her, but I know it's a he, they, so. Yippee!
You can't say he, they. Don't reduce someone to their pronouns, love.
Well, I knew that it was he, they. That was their pronouns. That's better. Is that right? It's the correct way to say it.
I can't help but think if your profile was more controversial, we'd get more people joining.
What should we change it to?
No, I wasn't insinuating we should change it at all.
Oh, I was about to say it's not hard to. I can.
But just look at Q-Top, and you wonder why he gets so many views.
What is? Oh, that's not what I wanted. did you see the Mustelid Monday magnificent Mustelid fact today?
Yes, I did. I also, when I went out the other day to get my eyebrow pierced, there was someone talking about mustelids, and I was like, what the fuck? Am I being catfished?
Sorry, it was me. I
Are
was
you are
stalking
you
you. My
actually
bad.
a random like 13-year-old boy that lives in the UK? I was like, hello?
Yes, it's me.
Why did you come visit and not tell me? And why are you a 13-year-old boy?
Oh, I'm sorry. No.
I don't want to date a 13-year-old. I'm too old for that. I don't want to get cancelled.
I have this here. View. I should probably pop out. Oh, that's the wrong one. I want to pop out this guy. Where you at?
I want to reach 1K likes. Yeah, but my fingers hurt. Okay, that's enough tapping for now. Yay! Thanks, Cole. Okay, I'll shut up until someone joins.
No, this is what I wanted. Give me that. And this can go there. Move that over here. This over here. I'm just rearranging stuff in OBS so that I can actually like view it.
Okay. I don't know much about OBS, is it?
Yeah, OBS is open broadcast software, so I think it's actually open source.
Yeah, sorry for not being a streamer or whatever.
It's okay.
My day-old Sprite can is just laying around in my room. I'm gonna try drink it.
You see the little deers I sent you? They're not like fawns, but they're like not grown-up deer. They're like in between juveniles.
Why do I have Point by my name? What does that mean?
I think it's because you've
Because I've liked the stream?
yeah.
Okay. God, I want to debate someone so bad.
Oh, Heem. It's Heem again. Want to come up, Heem?
Oh, hi, Heem.
Is this just gonna be the only person I ever debate is Heem and BP? Is this what my life has been reduced to?
100%.
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing? I don't even want to debate.
That's cool. Just came say hi. It's so kind of you.
Yeah, that's what I came to say. What's up?
Epic. That's so nice of you.
Yeah. How's your day going? Have any plans for? I don't know if you're in the U.S. Are you in the U.S.? So do you celebrate Memorial Day?
Celebrate what?
Memorial Day?
What's
that today?
Yeah, it's Memorial Day today.
What memorial for what?
My job is I'm gonna go knock doors.
Hold on, that was last week. What am I thinking? Oh no, wait.
Is it?
Not,
No.
it's not. It's
right,
Labor Day.
September.
What is today?
What's
Today's
Labor
Labor
Day?
Day. So today's
What the fuck is that?
So it's to recognize the social and economic contributions and achievements of American workers, honoring the labor movement and the struggle for better work
that's why I don't care as
conditions.
American. Okay, epic. I really don't care then.
Oh, that's awful. It's like literally trying to say that they're it's like it's a day to like recognize people who have like struggled
If
to
it
get
doesn't
better
have
working
well,
conditions.
babe, if the working conditions were good enough, we wouldn't be so capitalist.
This is true.
Here's a real. Let me tell you this. What happens when AI just takes every job?
Dude, I read the whole of AI 2027 the other day and I shat myself. Like, if you haven't like heard about it or watched like a video on it, I really suggest you read it or like watch it. It's scarily accurate. It's like, you know, how like China and like the US like battling for like, you know, whoever can stay on top of generating the best AI. And it's actually like worryingly accurate. It scared me.
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
China and AI will be, or China and the US will be, what do you call, obsolete. You're not going to need nation states at that point. If you have a complete surveillance,
Yeah.
all-knowing, kind of all-knowing, not all-knowing.
Yeah,
but like,
I see a lot of people comparing the notion of AI to like, not obviously a god, but something with omni qualities, which obviously places it first of all higher than the human race, which is kind of alarming when you think about it.
well, I think that AI is not conscious.
I agree that it
Yeah.
could never be conscious. I disagree with people saying that because it can never be conscious, that it's never going to be an issue. Something doesn't have to be conscious to, like, defy someone's orders, as obviously we're seeing already. But I think just because it's not conscious doesn't mean it's not going to be a huge problem. I think people that are saying, oh, it's fine, AI's never going to be conscious, like the tech singularity that people talk about, like they're saying it's not going to be possible. I think they're just ignorant. God, it's real. You woke up and you're breathing.
Yeah, we were. This is who's whatchamacallit was on yesterday.
Red Vixen.
Yeah.
I love your profile picture. Someone with an X in their profile joined. No worries, no worries. But yeah, I think many people, and myself included, they're just generally against generative AI. And I think that is, maybe it's too woke of me, I'm not sure. But
Are you against it?
I try and stay away from it as much as possible. Though if it was around when I was younger, when I was in school, I can't say that I would be as, you know, potent about it as I am.
What I would suggest is just don't get it installed into you. Don't get like a Neuralink or something.
I never plan on it. I think people with like accounts for that stuff is just a massive gateway to, you know, I have mixed opinions. I think many people do. I think it's difficult to have, you know, a definitional stance on something that's so changing.
Well, I think he was talking more about like implantation for like brain stuff, which I actually think is like there's some really good use cases. If
I'm reading the comments.
Oh no, I'm not talking about the. I'm not even talking about the
Oh, okay.
comments. I think he was talking about like Neuralink, which like lets you interact with like currently it's not much, but like only lets you like interact with like a computer to be able to like use a mouse and keyboard now. When people don't have like they have like a degenerative nerve disease or they just are like paralyzed.
Oh, hello, Astrid. I don't know. Does that count as like that? I mean, I miss the days when AI was just what made a Minecraft mob move around randomly. Like, that's what it used to mean to me when I was a kid, right?
I think there's a lot of different like definitions that you can use.
If the Neuralink can read your brain signals, it can input brain signals.
Clock that. Fuck.
If it could do that, it could literally play with your actual perception of the world. And I need you to think about this. You could live 10,000 years in 1 second.
That's scary, man. Am I Australian? No, I'm British. Ew, I know.
Oh, they're saying ew to Australians. I'm like, but Australians are kind of cool.
No, I mean, I prefer Australians to Americans. No offense, they're just so similar to
Oi!
us.
I'm gonna go cry in a corner now.
They spell things correctly. They don't say aluminum like a dumbass.
Aluminium.
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 No, I'm not Australian. I'm not. I'm Scottish and Hungarian.
Yeah, and a cutie patootie.
Shut the fuck up. I've heard Australian accents similar to yours. Yeah, I feel when I'm on like talking with people from like other countries, I kind of mask my British accent a bit, so I tend to sound more like American or Australian. Yeah, I do notice that. But no, I'm not. I've never seen a kangaroo in my life.
I know I've seen wallabies. I don't know if I've seen a kangaroo.
I don't even know what a wallaby is. I don't.
This is so funny.
Is this a violation of my freedom of speech? Are you American? If so, yes.
Is this a wallaby?
Never been to the zoo? No, I grew up incredibly poor, so my family didn't have time for such expenditures. Like incredible, like we're talking like valid. Thank you. Might as well start reading the Bible. Do you think I can summon Christians?
Yeah, summon them with their holy words.
Okay. Let me read some of my favorites.
And then he came from Bethel. Or from, what is it? Is it, I know it's from Bethel. Uh, 2 Kings 2.
Now therefore kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that hath known man by lying with him. But all the women children that they have not known a man by lying with him, keep them alive for yourselves. And do ye abide without camp for 7 days. Whoever hath killed any person, and whoever hath touched any slain, purify both themselves and your captives on the 3rd day. And on the 7th day, purify your remnant, and all that's made of skins, and all the work of goat's hair, and all the things made of wood.
Let me ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys give an argument to why that is wrong?
Yeah, so I actually studied this particular verse because I had a lot of people that were saying this verse didn't mean anything or insinuate any culture.
No, I'm saying it means exactly what you think it means. Exactly.
It does mean exactly what you think it means. The verb know here, yada, in Hebrew, was often used as a euphemism for sexual relations. It's used in Genesis 4:1. It's the Hebrew for adult female or wife. It stems from that. So it is completely used for sexual. And if you're asking why it says the young girl children were kept for themselves, kill every woman that has not had schmecks, why that's problematic, then I'm going to question your morality over mine.
No. You have to give me a reason, a logical argument to why that's wrong through the atheistic worldview.
Why rape is wrong? To what grape is wrong?
Yeah.
You want me to present an argument as to why grape is wrong?
Yes.
Okay, well, I've been graped, and I didn't like it, so I think it's wrong.
But that's a think and an emotion. So it wasn't...
Okay, why? Because it is denying someone's free will.
Sure, why is that wrong? Why is denying...
Because people's free will... Oh, wait, you have a really good argument on this. Can you run this?
Yeah, so, like, if you don't value, like, people's the agency alone values, or is sufficient to grant them free will, you start you effectively just end up devaluing. You need to come on. You need to push your nose. Push it. Come on. Come on.
He's not talking to you, he's talking to his dog.
Danny, come here. Come on. You can push it.
Anyway, basically what he's saying is that if you are to deny someone's free will, you are essentially denying what they are going to do to themselves to better their, like, life, essentially, because one's free will always strives to better themselves. I mean, we can look at, like, I mean, if you accept that free will exists, some people don't. I'm convinced sometimes it doesn't, but if you accept that some want and level of accepting that you're going to do one thing, and by graping someone, you are denying their want to do that, I just think that's inherently immoral.
No, that's just your opinion.
How is
Behind that statement.
how is grape being wrong an opinion?
I'll tell you why it's an opinion, because I think it's good. Now I'm playing
Are
devil's
you,
advocate.
are you
here.
rage? Are you rage baiting? I mean,
No, I'm
He said
actually.
he's playing devil's
I'm
advocate, so
Yeah,
he's playing devil's
actually
advocate.
showing
Okay,
a-
I don't
I'm showing
really,
a
I don't
huge
like
problem.
devil's advocate very much, but I will.
That's fine. That's fine. What I'm doing is I'm showing a huge problem in atheism. If it's true that the
Okay.
universe was created by chemistry and physics and blind forces, me doing grape is the same as me rearranging any other matter, like drawing on my paper or
No,
moving my
because you're
coffee
denying
cup.
you're denying consciousness by saying that that you know it's just physics and it's just chemistry. You're denying the fact that humans have
No,
evolved to be
then
conscious.
consciousness is just emergent from those.
Okay, but consciousness like necessitates feelings and emotion and life. And you can be a nihilist as much as you want and insinuate that atheism insinuates nihilism. It doesn't, but you can grant that.
It insinuates
obviously.
nothing else.
Of course.
It's a nihilism, existentialism, or absurdism. So there is no meaning. There is no meaning. It's whatever, you know.
I don't think this is a very productive conversation.
It is because what it does is it shows that this is a ridiculous position.
My position that grape is bad is ridiculous.
So,
Yeah, you can't make actually.
Okay,
objective-
excuse me. Let Red Violet talk, please.
Okay.
Listen.
so the issue that where he's trying to go with this conversation is going to come down to morality. Is morality objective or subjective? From what we know, morality is subjective. Because in order for it to be objective, it has to be a universally agreement without influence on personal opinions, personal beliefs, or religious beliefs. That's not something that's going to happen. So that's where he's trying to go with this conversation.
Yeah,
is,
I recognize
at the
that,
end of
and
the
I
day,
believe-
who determines what is morally acceptable and what is morally right or wrong?
So, are you Muslim or are you Christian? I never remember.
Muslim.
Muslim, right. So, if I'm not mistaken, you take your morality almost entirely from, like the Quran and Muhammad.
Yeah.
Okay. So, forgive me, let me get up my notes on this exact topic. I'm not using ChatGPT, by the way.
You can use. I actually debated ChatGPT on a live the other
It's fucking.
day.
You debated ChatGPT.
you should do Justin, the Catholic
You
AI.
should maybe
He's
stop
hilarious.
doing that. Maybe don't.
I used ChatGPT one time, and it was to ask for arguments against Christianity, and it told me that it went against the AI guidelines.
Okay, so the issue I have with religious people saying their reality and their morality is objective is I ask them, for example, if your God, for example, Allah, if he wanted to change something, he could. He's omnipotent, right? If he wanted to, so for example, there's certain food you can't eat, right? I think it's pork.
Pork, dead animals, things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Allah could completely, if he's omnipotent, he could completely change his mind and say, never mind, I don't care, you guys can eat pork.
If he changed his mind, it would have always been so. So like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you granting God as atemporal?
Yes.
Oh wait, what? She's getting offended that you brought up ChatGPT because that's what she's using right now. I don't know if I'm allowed to share my screen,
So
but I
that's
will.
why I asked who, and he's talking about Stoat. Last, to my knowledge, the host is in a sheep.
Yeah, Stoat's not talking right now. The host, me? She def is. Do you want me to share my screen? I'm not the host, by the way. Stowe is the host.
This is a
Stowe
red
is the
herring. We're getting
Stowe-
red herring by the chat.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So that's she's.
Whoever said they're bringing. Oh no, completely. I can definitely share my screen.
Can you? I don't know if you have the. I think you have to have,
Live access needed to.
What does it matter if she's using ChatGPT or the notes? It's the same. What is it?
The difference between ChatGPT and using my notes.
Yeah, it's no different. Like you can use whatever.
No,
you
it's
want.
completely different because using AI is harmful to the environment, and my notes is just referencing verses that I couldn't bring up on my own.
What do you mean it's harmful to the environment?
it's such
AI,
a huge
you're
amount of
denying
power.
AI is harmful to the environment?
I thought that was a myth.
You thought that was a myth?
Yeah, I saw something. It was like AI actually doesn't use that much water, and they recycle it. It's like filtered like a dam kind
Are you
of.
insane? Do you know how much drinkable water there is on the earth?
It's like 1%.
Do you know that AI uses only drinkable water?
Yeah, but I think what it was is that they recycle the water, so it's not
They
like
don't.
Yeah, they don't.
Okay, this isn't.
So I've actually toured a data center, one of the Progressives, here in Springs. Just docks where I lived. Oh well, I don't care. That's fine enough. That's
Let me
it's
speak.
big enough.
No, you first of all, you assume my pronouns.
It's
and
Edgewolf.
second of all, you can
Edgewolf
use
is in the
ChatGPT.
comments now.
I'm
but no,
I'm not letting you speak.
They-
I'm not granting you that.
they use like evaporative. It depends on the data center, but at least the one I went to, they used evaporative cooling to cool the data center off. It's a combination of that and like air conditioning inside the building to do it. But it consumes a lot of energy, a lot of water, that kind of stuff. It's actually so important for a lot of these that they actually have to have like off-grid reserve tanks in case like the grid goes or the water pressure drops.
No, I don't know. But I saw this thing where they figured out how to just change salt water to drinkable water. They did it in Israel.
Offended by everything, yet you think you could do debates. I never said I can do debates.
Are you talking about reverse osmosis?
Why are you? I don't know if it was I don't know if it was reverse osmosis, but they did it on
I
math.
have a condition called borderline personality disorder, which means I do just definitionally get more offended and more emotional easier. So yeah, no, I'm not denying that I get emotional easier. No one ever said I didn't. That's why we're not TikTok famous, because I can't debate. I just have knowledge and would like to share it.
Well, clearly they don't understand the difference between debates and open discussions.
Yeah. If you want a good debate, go watch allegedly.ian on TikTok, or Blitz PhD, or deconstruction.zone. If you're looking for something good, go over there. Okay, leave us alone. Thank
We're
you.
getting totally distracted by this.
Sorry, I keep. Anyway, yeah, AI is like definitely harmful to the environment. I don't blame you for not knowing that, but again, people won't want to educate people on it being harmful to the environment because it benefits people if, they are using AI because it gives them more money. So, if for example, if you're watching a piece of media released by a company that supports AI, they're not going to be truthful because they're going to want you to use the AI. So just don't trust everything you read immediately, especially concerning this topic. And yeah,
I'll go do research and I'll come back.
it is like massively harmful to the environment. So it's not been proved a myth.
Yeah. No.
Okay, no one cares. No one cares if you leave. You can leave. Get out of here. We don't want you here anyway.
Yeah, look,
And
look,
if you aren't gonna leave, I'm just gonna mute you anyway.
Vixen, this ain't Dill, so you ain't gonna answer your phone.
Yes, so you're muted now. So even if you are here, you can talk.
Hey, I might steal that. That's hilarious.
Go for it.
I might change it that to like you. This is in the airport. You don't have to announce your departure or something.
Okay. Wait, so the original conversation. So you're Muslim and you believe your morality is objective, right?
yeah.
But what about, like, forgive me for the pronunciation of this. Ijtihad. Ijtihad.
Oh,
whatever the fuck
ijtihad?
it's called. Well, you have to have human interpretations to apply to specific situations. Like different scholars and thoughts of school interpret the text differently, like gender roles, capital punishment, finance, like interpretations vary wildly. If it is so objective, if the morality is so objective, why do we have different schools? Why do we have different interpretations? Why does it definitely require human interpretations in specific instances? Like,
Well, this is legal. This is a legal ruling. So, like in a court,
I'm not just talking legally. I'm talking about schools, like personal interpretation, not just legally. Monetarily, yes, that would be legal.
Yeah.
But I'm not just talking legality here now.
creedal differences, yeah, but there's consensus on the main points. So, like, and the Quran mentions this.
There's
it
not.
says-
I mean, the Sunni and Shia. There's no consensus about, you know, even like definitionally, like.
no, the Sunni and the Shia are in consensus that there
Are
is
you
one
saying
God.
they're different religions and they have different objective moralities, or is the Quran itself its own objective morality?
Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying the Shia is a political difference. So they factioned off based on we think Ali should be the leader instead of Abu Bakr, right?
Oh, I do know that. I learned that in like year 8, I think.
Right. It's not a. Then now there's creedal differences like the Athari, Ash'ari, Maturidi. They say, oh, is the Quran created or is the speech of Allah uncreated? Right? These aren't moral things. Like we can look to the Quran and the Sunnah, and it's objectively, like a ruling is, anyone who does shirk or they associate with Allah, he's a disbeliever. This is 100% understood by all of them, right?
Okay.
Now they say, what is shirk? Now we talk about the definition of shirk. That's where a dispute would happen. Does that make sense?
It does to a sense, but I'm going to deny that there's no morality differences between Sunni and Shia. They share obviously core moral principles, but they're not objective if they can differ in some sense.
The morality is objective. The application of it by people might be off the mark. However, I'm
Then
saying
that,
there's
okay, so
does that make sense?
what's your definition of objective, if I may ask?
It's true despite any perspective.
So if you can take a truth and flip it on its head and just say that's human interpretation, is it still objective?
If I can take a truth and flip it on its head.
For example,
Oh, like the picture of the two guys and one sees a 6, the other sees a 9.
I'm trying to think of an example. I'm not. If this were a Christian debate, I would definitely be more well versed. And I apologize for my not massive knowledge on Islam. But for example, I think there's like for commemoration of like religious figures, right? In Sunni, you're honoring the Prophet. In Shia, it's more an emphasis on like martyrdom of Imam Hussein and like the Karbala.
Well, the Shia still honor the Prophet.
Oh no, I'm not saying they don't honor Prophet. I'm saying there is differences. If it is so objective, how are differences permitted?
Here's the Shia say that the companions who took over after the Prophet, they're evil. Basically is what it is. So their sources and any sources we get from them, we can't take as authentic. So we only take from the Prophet's family.
Okay.
So there's like his son-in-law and their children. I don't know.
There's a slight echo. Oh wow, that's really bad.
Is it good now?
I think so. Yeah, it's good
I'll
now.
just mute whenever I'm not talking.
Okay. No worries, no worries. So you think, I mean, obviously different schools have different interpretations. So you're saying that despite, you know, the moral norms, are we saying they're more reflecting like local culture rather than universal truth? Like, are we like,
No, I'm saying that there's a truth, and then how close are they to hitting that truth? Does
okay,
that make
so
sense?
no one has reached the perfect truth. Is that what you're implying?
No, we would say the Prophet did.
So the Prophet did, okay.
Yeah, and then we just follow that example. He said he's the archetype. He's the perfect example of what we should do.
Okay.
Now, even in a
So, provided that your stance is objective, in quotation marks, and you're saying that because my stance is not objective, it's not as what's the word?
Saying is that you don't have a reason to say that that's bad. So when you read that,
I do logic. Like Stowe was interrupted
It's
by
not a
Danny,
logical
but
reason.
he does have. I have a reason that graping someone is bad. I think that is objective truth.
that's but that's not objective. That's your opinion. If
I
it's
think because it denies someone's free will.
Oh,
think
I've
that's
been
bad.
speaking. You guys haven't heard me because I was muted. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, please unmute yourself and please step in to help me.
I'm sorry. I was trying. I was like, why is not listening to me?
Just talk. You don't have to laugh. Just talk.
Okay. But what I was saying is that, like, no, it is objective because it is based on logic.
Yeah, we obtain our morality directly from logic. Logic is immutable, like your God. Your God is like allegedly immutable. We take logic instead.
sure. So what would you say is what's the premise? What's the conclusion?
But why grape is bad? Well, I
Yeah.
believe Stoke was saying that earlier, but got interrupted
I
by
got it.
Danny. Would you mind continuing that? Thank you. Babe.
Yeah. I'm just pulling up my notes here. I know. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, just you're not saying it.
Oh,
Or
okay.
you're not saying it.
I'm pulling up my notes. Like I said.
You're making me look like an idiot.
So the general idea is that since we value our actions, we necessarily value what is required to take those actions, and those two things are going to be are the well-being, so like just our physical well-being, and our freedom, so like not being forced to do things. And that's based off of we base it off of our own agency, because that's all we really can base it off of. So we basically presuppose, just by valuing our choices, that we value the actions that by valuing the actions that we take, we presuppose that our agency is sufficient to grant our freedom and our well-being. By trying to take away by putting any sort of limitation on freedom or well-being in anybody, you are basically contradicting, or results in a contradiction, because you're both affirming and denying that agency alone is sufficient to grant freedom and well-being. So it just creates a logical contradiction in the worldview if you deny it.
So I'll say that only my agency matters. I only value my personal agency. So if I were to go and do
You don't care about the people?
no,
Oh, interesting.
right? No. It's not a contradiction. So what I've done now is I've said that I only care about my agency. So therefore, I only care about my agency.
Do you need a logical argument as to why you should care about other people's feelings, or?
There is no logical argument. It's going to be
No,
based
I
on.
assure
if
you
you're
there
gonna be
is.
like, I feel.
I'm just you're still playing devil's advocate, right? Like you don't generally think this.
Let's say I did. Atheism can't solve this
If you
problem.
did, I think I would kick you at this point because
Why would you kick me?
So-
you don't think grape is bad.
So here's I'll just
What?
I'll
Yeah,
just
yeah.
use
You know what?
this
I'm a victim of
argument.
it. So
Every agent presuppose or has the purpose they value, has purposes they value. Any person who acts does so for some purpose they consider to be good. This is inescapable aspect of being an agent. So we do things for a reason, is what that's essentially saying. But because we do this, we value the actions. But it would be in this right. These rights of well-being and freedom must be universalized to be consistent in the worldview.
Sure. So this is
wait,
consistent.
repeat to me what you said. You said that you claim your own choices as valuable, but you deny other people's are valuable.
Yeah, and the difference, the symmetry
So
breaker is
do
that they're
you
not
not
really.
just directly, implicitly accept that other rational agents' choices are also valuable?
Yeah, that's why we fight. To see who's
So you-
who's
So you're accepting yours are valuable and others are valuable.
No, I'm
You
denying
should
that
care
theirs are
about other
valuable,
people.
and they're denying that mine are valuable. And now we
You're
fight.
denying yours are valuable?
No,
the
I'm
problem-
affirming mine are valuable. Hold on, I'm affirming mine are valuable, and they're affirming theirs are valuable, and we're both denying each other that the others is valuable.
Okay.
Then we
I
fight.
grant. Okay, but if you're claiming your own is valuable, everyone is going to claim that their own is valuable. Correct?
Sure.
But
So
if you deny
if every single person had the same morality as you, for example, you're gonna look around and every single person at the same time could say, "I claim my own choices are valuable." If you claim that yours are valuable, do you not claim that everyone else should say also that theirs are also valuable?
No, because they're not me.
Because they're not you.
So if you deny
So
that,
what makes you different from other people?
I'm me. I'm having the first person
That's not the
experience.
reason.
I'm not having their first person experience. Therefore, I don't care.
so when you deny others, you deny that it would be wrong for somebody to interfere with your necessary conditions that allow you to have freedom and well-being. So you just essentially step on your own toes by denying others freedom and well-being.
Nope. The difference. When I deny theirs, the difference is I'm not saying I should have my rights violated and I should have my rights. No, I'm saying I should have my rights and theirs should be violated. It's not a contradiction. It's perfectly
I'm really struggling with this.
Hold on,
I'm gonna
hold on. It's
congratulate you because I've never been this stumped before.
Wait, watch this. This is perfectly consistent with the atheist worldview.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, because if
not.
it's true, or emergent, consciousness is emergent from chemistry. and
Yeah,
physics.
exactly. Solipsism isn't a system of morality. Thank you, Esther. Very much resonate with
There
that.
is there is no true system of morality.
Okay, so you deny your system of morality isn't true either. Bingo!
Yes, it's completely
Believers
arbitrary.
denied. That's
No,
bad.
it's completely
I hate
arbitrary.
him.
You can't argue it though.
I
It's
can't?
'cause-
Why not?
No, because
I
it's
deny that
because
grape
they're
is.
all-
I deny grape isn't bad.
because they're all arbitrary. Me saying grape is good is just as good, is just as true as you saying grape is bad. They're equal completely.
I'm gonna deny that because grape is just really objectively a bad thing.
So
That's your opinion.
so the problem is that you're
I'm
grounding.
stuck here trying to see you defend this.
So what the problem is that
Defending it.
what the problem is that the justification for you to have well-being and freedom is based off of your status as an agent. So if you are going to say that other agents can't do that, you just immediately stomp on your own toes. If you try to say
No.
that
I'm not saying that.
well, that's the only
I'm
thing
not
you
saying
can
that
base
it's because
it
I'm
off.
an agent. I'm saying that I'm an agent who can defend it. So if someone were to come and try and oppose it on me, I would defend myself.
Well, being
However, someone who, yeah,
I would say that being an agent is the only reason that you could have for justifying the rights of freedom and well-being. Because it's your choices themselves that actually give you the rights of freedom and well-being. So without, you would have to essentially say that your choices don't matter. Which then would just lead to everybody's choices not mattering.
Upvote.
That
That's
give
what I
you-
was trying to say. I'm just not as
Let me give you a good example. If in an atheistic world, right?
You don't need to add the IC on the end, by the way. The IC is redundant in that.
What's the
context.
icing?
The ick,
Atheistic.
the ick.
Just
No, no.
say atheist. Sorry, I
The
studied English.
atheistic worldview.
You don't. You can just say atheist. That's all you need. You don't need the IC.
That's kind of a category area too, because like atheists don't have there's no like
Yeah, there's
atheist
no
worldview.
there's no like atheist worldview.
It's
like,
The atheist
generally
worldview.
Like they all have different ones.
The atheist worldview is that God does not exist. It's true. That statement, God does not exist, is true. So it is a worldview.
well.
Okay,
it
Okay,
depends
but
on
the
if you-
moral, like we're
I'll
talking
take it off, I'll take it
morality. There's no a consistent atheist morality.
Okay. In the atheist worldview, there is nothing wrong with the state of North Korea.
What?
I would
Of
Yes.
course there is.
I
I
would
need you
already.
to. I need
First
you
of all,
to-
and I don't know if we're allowed to talk about this on stream. First of all, so can we choose a different country?
Okay, NK. We'll call it NK.
Okay.
North Carolina. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. North
So
Carolina.
yes, there is. As a
Basically the
communist
state- no, I'm kidding.
myself, there is objectively a lot wrong with NK.
So the
Alright.
problem is
No.
that their worldview results in a logical contradiction if they were to say that.
W. Okay. I hope you're not serious about that, or I'm gonna mute you. By the way,
No, don't mute him. He's good. I love him.
can you allow him to speak? Who are
No.
you?
He's my friend.
Okay.
What were we saying? Okay, you said objectively there's a lot wrong with North Korea.
There's
Yeah.
a lot wrong with North Korea.
Yeah,
yes.
because
Well, North
they
Carolina.
just stomp on people's rights all the time. You have like very little.
Yeah.
You have no rights to like property. You have no rights to like well-being or freedom. Like if you do something wrong, like you actually do something wrong, not just the state says you did something wrong, you get put into made to do forced labor, which is just a violation of your well-being and freedom.
Autonomy.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
also
that's why that's bad.
well, because it results in a contradiction in the worldview.
What do you mean in the atheist
Okay,
worldview?
watch this. To Kim Jong Un, it's great.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm going to grant
objectively.
that to capitalists in power in that country, of course.
Well,
Of
he's
course
not
they're going to think it's
capitalist.
great.
He's just like an authoritarian dictator.
Yeah, no, he's completely. No,
Generals
by
around the
definition,
world
like
are-
capitalism, it necessitates authoritarianism, and vice versa. So, you don't need to split hairs with me here, okay?
No. So what I'm saying is, it's good for some and it's bad for others. So what's really wrong with it?
Because
Because it's
it
bad
results
for
in
the
a logical
majority.
contradiction. That's the reason. The actual
The
reason.
contradiction.
It leads to a contradiction.
What's the contradiction?
So that Kim
Were
is
you listening?
asserting that his agency is what gives him rights, but other people's agencies doesn't give them rights. You have to be universal, and if agency
No
can give you rights or not.
contradiction. It's not a contradiction because P1 is Kim Jong Un's agency and P2 is the people of North Carolina's agency.
No,
It's
What
different.
makes his agency more important than the others?
Yes, that's not a contradiction because
P1
they
is
are different.
agency gives one the rights.
Can you like? Okay, never mind.
A contradiction would be this: Kim Jong Un's agency is important, and then P2, Kim Jong's agency is not important.
Well,
That's
that would be a
contradiction.
subjective worldview, I think, at that point, because you're not just giving it to all agents outright. This is just saying that I.
So
want
what
it for me.
makes
There's no reason
okay.
to give
What
all
makes
agencies equality.
the fact that Kim Jong Un's world like agency is being fulfilled, and by denying the rest of them, the rest of everyone else's agencies, how could that possibly entail a good thing?
Because he has an
Babe,
army.
if that's you typing, it's really fucking loud, so please stop.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's because he has an army. So he can force them. He can either you submit
You have
to
an arm?
an army.
Wow. Okay.
So it's either the people listen or we're basically gonna force you to do it anyway. or
Okay. So
you're
you
gonna-
think you can justify that as moral somehow?
No, what I'm saying is there's nothing wrong with that in a
There's
code that-
everything.
No,
What-
in a universe created by matter and physics, there's no difference between that and a lion eating a gazelle. There is
You are
no
just
difference whatsoever.
this is just baby nihilism. Like I reject nihilism completely. It's
Why?
stupid. Because life is the meaning you give to it.
Sure, but it has no objective meaning. So nihilism
That
is
doesn't matter. Life is the meaning that
Okay,
each
look.
individual person gives to it.
Nihilism is that there is no meaning, and now I have no meaning. Existentialism is there is no meaning, but I get to make my own, right?
Okay, sure.
Okay, so there is no meaning, which means there
That
is no
doesn't
truth.
matter. The fact that there's no meaning does not matter. It should not mean that you have the right to deny someone's autonomy.
Well, I would hold that actually this isn't even nihilism because
Okay, Wild Q, I'm really sorry, but you don't know what you're talking
no.
about, so I'm gonna mute you for a bit, and I will unmute you when you learn to grow up.
No, don't mute him.
I will mute you too if you're defending him. Thank you.
No!
Okay. Are you gonna continue this? Or
Yes.
are you sulking now? Okay, thank you.
No, I am sad. You made me sad.
Well, what if that doesn't matter to me?
I know, but I'm appealing to your empathy.
Okay, well, my empathy's fucked up because I take too many meds. So
yeah, I grant that. No, I'm sorry.
shut the fuck up, bitch.
I'm sorry. I'll go to the corner and cry.
You should. Okay, continue him.
Oh, right. There's no difference between what they're doing there in North Carolina and a lion eating a gazelle. In a universe that has no truth, like you said, it has no meaning, which means it has no truth.
Oh no, I never denied that this universe has truths to it completely.
And is it true that there is no meaning?
No, because people can make their own.
Well, objectively.
Meaning, like a human meaning, like meaning for humans to be alive, it's evolutionary, so no. Humans don't have a purpose.
Okay, is the universe determined?
Determined, no.
Okay, so there's randomness?
Spontaneity, yeah.
No, there isn't. Where's your evidence of that?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're literally getting into science now.
Watch it.
You
This
can
is
get out your
important.
corner. You can get out your corner. You can come back now.
Here's a thought experiment. If I have a wrapper right here, a paper wrapper. Okay. And if I threw it and it landed on a spot, okay? Imagine I throw it across this room and it lands. And then I reset the universe exactly, every particle exactly to the same before I threw it, and I throw it exactly the same. Will it land in the same spot?
I'm not sure. That's not possible, so I wouldn't know.
No, it's a thought experiment.
Yeah, but the hypothetical, I don't have enough information about. So I'm not sure.
There's no variation. So I reset the universe infinitely precisely. Every particle, every atom in the entire universe is exactly how it was before I threw it, and I throw it exactly the same again.
I'm not
Will
sure.
it land? Will it land
I'm
in the
not
same
sure.
spot?
I don't know enough about physics to know that.
The answer is yes. The
Okay,
answer
the
is
answer is I would ask a scientist or someone that could understand the hypothetical better. I'm not going to affirm a yes or no because it's not something I'm knowledgeable about.
Stotsky, is the answer yes?
He's
was
not
the
a
question?
scientist.
Okay,
Babe, can you listen instead of like whatever you're doing? Can you not
I
leave
was-
me on my own?
he's
was
good,
reading
bro. He's
something.
good. W. Stotsky.
Okay, can you
Okay.
listen to the conversation next
Yeah,
time? Stop leaving me
yes.
on my own. Thank
Stotsky,
you.
Stotsky, here's the thought experiment. I have this paper, wadded up piece of paper, and I throw it across the room. Okay? And then I reset the universe, all particles in it, exactly to right before I threw it, and I throw it exactly the same again. Will it land in the same spot?
If it's deterministic, yes, but I don't know if that's the case or not.
No, it's not if it's deterministic. I'm just saying, forget determinism, free will. Will it land in the same spot?
Well, but this comes down to like if the universe is deterministic. If the laws of physics say that like things have to happen the same way every time, then yes. But if it's
Which is why I'm saying I'm not going to answer that because
Yeah.
I don't know enough about the laws of physics.
no, I'd agree
Look,
with that.
all the physicists would say yes.
So Stowe agrees with me that he wouldn't
no,
be able
you-
to answer because he doesn't know enough about physics. And I know for a fact you don't know enough about physics either.
Yes, I do.
I
know
would-
that-
I would-
Well,
I
do you
know
have a
that there's no-
PhD?
No, I don't need a PhD.
No, I
know
thought
that
not,
there's-
so you don't know.
Wait. I know that there's no randomness.
I would say that there's I would be inclined to saying that it would land in the same place, but I wouldn't say for a fact that I know for a fact, or I wouldn't say that I know
it
for a
would
fact
land-
that it would.
It would land in the same spot, infinitely precisely to the
Quantum
lowest
physics.
decimal
Otherwise,
point.
Lise, can I let you up? Can you tell him for me?
Yes, please
Okay.
come up.
Quantum physicists would say otherwise. Brilliant. I don't know enough about quantum physics, but I do appeal
No, they
to
wouldn't.
the
They wouldn't
Schrodinger
say
equation
otherwise.
quite a lot.
If
so.
I reset the universe precisely, it would land in the same spot.
Okay, shut up. Lisa's here.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, just like, do you like accept quantum physics?
Yeah, sure.
Well, yeah, then there's just some events that are purely random.
What events are random?
Some events. What do you mean? I just need to show that there's like randomness in the universe. So if you reset the universe,
there
you
is
know,
no
for the
randomness.
precise point.
It's-
What?
There's
it's just
no
not
randomness?
calculated. No,
There's
it's just
no
not
randomness?
calculated. Right, there is no randomness.
Oh,
All it
so
is
you-
is we don't have all the variables to calculate it.
Wait.
So we call
no,
randomness.
because in
Yeah.
quantum physics, one interpretation is things that happen for literally no reason. So I thought you accepted quantum mechanics.
What do you mean things happen for no reason?
Literally, what the sentence means. Things happen for no reason.
He needs a more scientific
If that
name
was
so he
true-
thinks
if
it's
that was
scientific.
true-
He doesn't understand.
There is no randomness in this conversation. Like there's no chance of me not saying what I mean to say. There's no chance of my hand moving not where I want it to go, right? There's no chance of the clouds moving in a way that they weren't going to go.
So,
There is no random.
so
yeah.
quantum mechanics inherently.
Interpretation.
It's probabilistic, not deterministic.
Yeah,
first of all.
it literally describes most things as like inherently probabilistic, meaning that it's probability based. It's just simply not known if the universe is like universally deterministic.
Yeah, you can predict probabilities, not certainties.
Just because
Just
we
to-
don't
just to
have
focus.
all the variables. If I knew all the information, so I'm telling you, if I
But
had,
that's not possible. You can't possibly know all the variables.
yes,
you are
it is
human and you're
because
fallible.
the information is not infinite. There is a limited number of atoms in that paper ball that
I deny that. Oh, in the paper ball, yes.
So what I'm
Yes,
saying
and
here
okay.
is that we don't know if that if you repeated the same moment in time that the like the events that led up to the paper going to the same place that it did, if those quantum, like at a quantum level, if everything would happen the same, that is what we do not know, and that's why we can't say that it's deterministic.
Math does not account for randomness.
Oh, baby, you have not studied maths. You have no. Do you know
literally
what the
what-
Schrodinger equation is? Do you know what the Born rule is?
No.
Do you know what they are? Can you interpret them? If you don't know what they are, you do not have anything to say about the mathematics of quantum mechanics.
Sure. But does 1 always equal 1?
Yes.
Okay, so it's never going to not equal what it means.
That's a logical necessitation out of mathematics.
Yes, and if there's a lot of moving parts, they're all still going to mean what they mean.
No, because you're not accounting for different
Where's the
interpretations of
difference?
physics. You can't interpret logic differently. Logic is necessary. You can interpret science differently because science isn't fact. Science is based off things you observe and is constantly moving and changing. In a few years, if they run a survey on if you threw a paper ball in the same place and it stays in the same place, and they run an experiment and they prove you right, then I would agree with the science. Okay? But we don't have that knowledge.
like, I didn't make
So
that
it's not deterministic, it's probabilistic. And the difference between 1 always equaling 1 and the paper being flown in the same place is 1 is theoretical and the paper is not. The paper is real life.
The paper is theoretical too, but
No, the paper you were talking about a paper ball that you had in your hands. That's real life, buddy.
real life there's a theory of real life.
Okay, let's not get into semantics, please.
No, it's
You're
very
trying to
important.
draw away from the original conversation, which you don't know enough about, and I grant that you don't know enough about it.
No,
Okay.
I agree, but however, I'm pretty sure all the physicists would agree that the universe is determined.
No. No, they don't.
I think they
I mean,
would.
like, I think in this, let me try to find the study, but I think 42% of quantum physicists accept the Copenhagen interpretation, which just states that randomness is
Yeah, the
fundamental.
Copenhagen Survey of Black Holes and Fundamental Physics. Let me get it up right now. Let me prove this guy wrong.
Pull it up. Let's read it. Anyway, the point I was going to make was if it's the universe is determined,
It's not.
then any event that is actualized cannot be good or bad. It was always going to happen.
You are
That's
see
not true.
you are delving
get a-
into. Okay, continue.
You can't get an ought from a is, so it can't say the universe is determined and it should be this other way. No.
Well, I mean, just because something occurs doesn't mean that there isn't, like, moral facts about that thing.
Exactly.
No, moral facts are arbitrary. Like we said, if the universe has no meaning.
By the way, for reference, please, this is about him denying the grape is bad. It's just that's
Well,
that's the
No,
context.
here's what I was saying.
It depends
You
what
can
you mean by.
actually make an
I
argument
don't really
against
care
why-
if you add the like arbitrary modifier onto it, right? It doesn't take away the fact that there could be moral facts. Like I could be, if you're a subjectivist, there's moral facts based on your preference. If you're an objectivist, there's stance independent moral facts. Just because, like, if you want to say the subjectivist is moral facts are arbitrary, it doesn't take away from the fact that there is moral facts.
Yeah, but it's just their opinion. This is what I was saying.
Right?
You
But-
can't
but
just.
the thing, right? But the argument.
Okay,
is
and
that
religion
there
is just
moral
your
facts.
opinion. Okay,
Yeah,
but
yeah. In an atheist worldview, that's what it is. I just have an opinion. You have an opinion. We all have opinions. There's no actual right answer.
do you think
There's, like,
science
there's-
is an opinion?
Science is an opinion based on
No.
observations?
Do you
Yeah,
think science is an opinion?
sure it is. It's a
No, it's
scientific
not.
fact. I like what you said before because it's based on repeated observations, and then we formulate
It's
our.
probabilistic, not deterministic.
No, the universe is deterministic.
The
Science
universe is not deterministic. It is completely random.
Okay. I forget who says. There was a philosopher who said this. He said, "If you told me
Was he a scientist?
No, he's a philosopher of science.
Scientist, probably.
he's a philosopher of science, he's a higher level."
So there are like theorems out there right now that do not that are just straight up not compatible with this view. There's things like Bell's theorem, which like basically says that there is no it's like directly incompatible with like an idea of locally hidden
higher
variable
level.
theories, but there's like literally just no consensus regarding if the universe is deterministic or not. As a result, there are theories in both ways, and neither have been actually shown with any like good evidence to be the case. So we simply cannot know, and we should remain agnostic to the idea.
Exactly. I think the problem with theists is you're not agnostic about anything, and that irks me.
I think that
Yeah.
we can, for classical mechanics, we can act as, within classical mechanics, but That's different box if
Wait,
you
yeah,
want.
there's no reason for me to be agnostic. So
About science, yes, because
No,
you don't know
'cause-
shit about it. Do you know what the Schrodinger equation is?
no.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna value your opinion less then.
Well, look, I didn't give you an opinion on Schrodinger's equation.
Yeah, okay. Look up the equation. Give us an opinion then.
Yeah, I
Or
was
come
saying-
back once you've done
look.
your physics degree, your
Look,
physics
I can't-
PhD, and come
Hey,
back
this
and
is-
then tell me what you think about it. And it's
Yeah,
not an
I'll-
appeal to authority, but I say there's an appeal to
I'll be
expertise.
honest. I can't learn everything.
Yeah. No, I know you can. I grant you can.
No, I'm gonna pick one field and just master it, and then yeah, that's it. Philosophy seems to be the most important subject.
Okay, that's an opinion. You can have that opinion.
Well, everything else is every other
Well, the,
subject.
the issue is you are, making decisions about the universe, and you don't know enough about it in field. You don't know enough scientifically to grant that the universe is deterministic.
I do because there's
So
no.
why do you not appeal to expertise when you don't have that epistemic
Look,
advantage?
here's what I'm saying. If it's true that there's a finite amount of particles in the universe,
I deny
No
that.
reason to
I'm not
think-
sure actually. I might not deny that.
I don't think that's actually what the evidence suggests either.
Yeah, no, I don't
I think we
it
have
either.
to remain agnostic to that one because, like, if there
Yeah,
was,
because you can't count them, can you?
I don't know. In the observable, so the observable universe is like what 4%, right? And then the rest is dark matter.
Are we talking the observable universe or the actual universe?
yeah,
The
in
observable universe.
in the
yeah.
observable universe, there should be finite like amount of energy technically.
Okay.
Yeah.
In one
Now,
given
if
moment.
I were to, now that
You probably. I hope you're not misunderstanding. The observable universe is not the universe. That's not the whole universe. When we talk about the
Wait.
universe, we are talking about the whole thing, not just the observable universe.
watch this.
Correct.
Watch this. If I were to, since it's information, that's what particles are. They're just information. If I knew what every particle in the universe is, how it functions, I could tell you what will happen exactly in 5 years from now.
No.
Yes, and it would be a 100% accurate calculation if I just had all the variables.
Yeah, but the thing is, the variables are random, so you can't know them. Definitely.
Look at the. Do you have an object in front of you?
Yeah, I'm looking at my mouse. What about it?
Your mouse doesn't just suddenly disappear because the particles left.
Okay. What if there was an earthquake, and it moved, and I didn't touch it?
Yeah, there's a reason because the variables weren't random. The tectonic plates moved and then it shook the ground.
You
and then-
cannot accurately predict, even if you knew everything about every
Yes, I
atom
did.
and every tectonic plate, when an earthquake is going to happen.
Yes, I can.
No, you
If I
can't,
had-
because there's
This theoretical, this hypothetical is just, theoreticals are only useful if they're like achievable to a certain extent.
yeah,
Saying you're gonna take on the appearance of a god and you're gonna know everything in the universe, you can't say, oh, if I was omniscient, I would know it, etc., etc., etc. Like, these types of hypotheticals are not useful. They don't help in your argument. They don't help in
Well,
my
because what
argument.
it does is it shows there's no randomness. Randomness is what we say. when
You
we-
can't. You can't.
Let me tell you what randomness is. Randomness is when we say we can't calculate that, so we just call it random. Like if I give you another example. If, a mirror, I dropped a mirror and the glass shattered everywhere, and I say the pieces just fell randomly. The pieces did not fall randomly. They fell perfectly exactly where they were going to, based on how it hit the floor and the friction and you get what I'm saying? It was not random. Random is what we just say when we can't calculate all the variables. The glass was determined to break exactly how it was going to break.
No, it wasn't.
Then where's the randomness? Give
So
me
it could be possible that there's like random fields that cause quantum mechanics to occur or quantum things to occur that aren't like fully deterministic in nature. That's part of like what Bell's theorem is looking at. It's like saying that there are hidden variables that aren't beyond like just locally what it like a particle interacts with, or sorry, a wave. Wave particle duality is weird.
Yeah, like look up Bell's inequalities for me. Okay, because first of all,
you don't know the things that we're talking about. So it would be better if you had a background on, instead of Stoke just telling you this random guy called Bell. If you look it up and see what we're talking about, that might help you and help us.
Yeah, it's referring to like this principle of locality, that a particle can only be influenced by its immediate surroundings. It's kind of like,
We could get into radioactive decay. Like, the decay time of an individual atom is inherently unpredictable. You
Yeah.
can only draw a statistical half-life.
and what we don't know is that if you were to like try to repeat a decay, if that decay would happen at the same time.
Exactly.
So we just
Here's what-
simply
here's
cannot
what-
know these things.
I think we're just saying we can't calculate it, therefore random.
Well, we just
That's-
don't know. We simply do
You
not
don't.
have evidence pointing one way or the other. We can't
We have
just
no
go back in
reason to not-
time.
Okay, let me give you this. There's no reason for us to not believe it's determined.
There are quite a few reasons why we should believe the universe is not determined. I'm gonna cite the Schrodinger equation again, if you don't mind. Do you want me to explain, like, what it is, or do you want to look it up?
I'll look it up and you explain it.
Okay, I'll give you time.
No, I can hear you while I'm going.
Oh, you can hear me at the same time? Okay, so the Schrodinger equation tells us how the wave function, and the wave function obviously describes all the possible states the system could be in. It explains how it evolves over a time given a Hamiltonian. The Hamiltonian H, okay, represents the total energy of a quantum system. And this describes, this wave function describes the state of a system at time t. The change here is measured using a derivative that only works if time is continuous. So first of all, you have to grant that the universe didn't have a beginning, because time is continuous. Provided that the wave function in h, you can compute time for anything like smaller than 0, bigger than 0, forward or backward indefinitely. The more energy a system has, the faster the wave function evolves. If e equals 0, it does not evolve. And that can lead us to what's called the quantum eternity theorem. If universe are based on quantum mechanics, and it has a non-zero total energy, then its evolution would imply an infinite temporal existence, minus infinity plus infinity. If such was true, mainly the thing I'm trying to get at here is that time was never created, which inherently denies your God, first of all. I cite this quite frequently when talking about there's no beginning. But also, if time was never created, neither was the universe, given space-time is what essentially defines the universe. If the universe was never created for a specific person by a person, we can insinuate that it was not deterministic. That make sense?
If time is not created, the universe is not determined.
If time was never created, right, space-time is what we define as the universe, right? So time is this infinite thing, and it's continuous. If time was never created, how could the universe be created? I'm gonna ask you, and that's your burden to prove to me now, how time could be continuous, but the universe couldn't be continuous. How is that possible? Because I don't think it is, and neither do many physicists.
Yeah, you start running into some pretty awful
Yeah,
contradictions in the worldview really
some
fast.
heavy problems.
It's just like, what is
See,
time?
this is where, if you don't understand some physics, you are going to get completely lost. And that's why I'm saying you can't just say the universe is every way deterministic, because it's not, because you don't know the physics. And neither do I.
Nor does
But I
anyone,
haven't
actually. That's the problem.
Exactly, neither does anyone. That's why science is an evolving field instead of a stagnant field, like your religions.
It is possible
Which is
that
why
if
it's criticism.
we do come up with like something like a quantum or a theory of quantum gravity, that some of these ideas might be fixed
I believe
out,
in the
but-
quantum mechanics theory.
Well, no, the
So-
idea of quantum gravity, which is like a joining of quantum mechanics with classical mechanics, fully. It's possible that might solve some of these issues, but it's really hard to say without having any of that. So
It's also really hard to say if you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, which is why I try and stay away from this. But when we're getting into such a deep conversation, I feel as if I must. And I don't mean to like put the burden onto you, Hume, but I don't believe that it's possible that if time was never created, the universe could also be created simultaneously, because that doesn't make sense to me.
This
And
is also a dispute.
I just used an equation to prove to you how time was never created. So you either deny that equation, or you can come up with a reason to say that the universe was created and thus deterministic, including that equation.
This
you
is
have
actually
to-
a 1,000-year-old debate, like in Islam.
But
Say,
you
is
have to
time
put God
created?
outside of you have to put God outside of time, which becomes a huge problem.
Also, not
'Cause-
to appeal to.
No, they would say
expertise,
that,
but a
that
lot
time
of
is one of
this
his
is-
attributes.
Well,
They would say
time
time is
not one of its
God.
attributes because we know that time is part of four-dimensional space-time continuum.
Yeah, time. Even in this equation, it's a derivative. The fact that it definitionally is not like a function in this equation helps us know that you
No, wait,
can
wait,
go
wait,
back
wait,
and forward. And definitely.
Time is emergent. Time is dependent on actions to take
Okay,
place.
give me a paper
Yeah.
in science that proves what you just said just now. You can't, because you're making
Time-
these statements
no,
and you
no.
don't know enough about the physics
No, no,
around it.
think about it. Think about it. Time
I-
is. Hold on. Time. What is time?
Okay, go on.
What is time?
I don't know. I don't know what time is. What do you think time
Time is
is?
the measure of different events. So, like from event A to event B, and then there's a time between these two things, right?
You just use the word time in your definition of time.
That's what time is.
You trying to find time without the word time in it, just for my sake.
Time is the distance between events.
What dimension are we talking? Distance doesn't. What do you mean by distance? I mean, we could do this forever.
Part of the another problem is that time is generally considered to be like an infinite continuum. So like time
Like
has to be infinite.
I view time as an equation. Like I can read you the equation, but it won't make any sense. Time is a classical parameter, not an operator. So like I don't define it. Say, oh, it's the distance between blah and blah. It's not.
And it's also not a physical dimension, so it's like really hard to measure it in that sense.
I mean, quantum field theory. Are we gonna? Do we wanna go there?
Yeah, so in
Space and time and
Einstein's
read as components of space time.
so
Fields
under
of functions.
yeah, so under general relativity, time is inseparable from space.
And I
You
agree
can't-
with that.
So just talking about space time in general just kind of is like a category error. If you're actually wanting to talk about like the physical nature of it, because it's just actually part of space time.
Okay, wait. You can't define time by itself. It needs something else to. It's emergent.
No, it's part of the. It's just part
It's
of
not
four-dimensional
emerging.
space time.
No. It's a function of X, Y, Z, and T. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. But time is a little bit different. That it's not like a
Time is just a parameter. It's not an operator. You talking about it in such a way is just, you're talking about it as if it's energy and momentum and shit like that. It's not. It's completely
No,
different.
it's not. I know. It's. You said it's a parameter.
It's a parameter. It's not
What
an
do you mean by
operator.
that?
And you are treating it, definition by the things you're saying, you are treating it. You're saying it's emergent. No, it's not.
it's its own
But what is it
dimension.
emerging from? God? I highly doubt that.
So
Wait.
it's-
So if there were no events, there would be no time.
no,
That's actually interesting. I've kind of had
I
a
would
few
reject that
conversations
idea.
like this.
I think that
You
you can
reject
have
it?
a
Okay.
particle that has like no energy, just chilling in an infinite universe of nothing else, and you could have it doing nothing forever, and time would technically exist, but it would be meaningless to talk about it that way.
Time wouldn't exist.
No, it would exist because
Do
space
you have a
exists.
physics PhD?
No.
No,
So
I'm not. I'm.
It just
Time
wouldn't
can only be
be.
known by the difference of events. You would never know if like if there was a primordial soup and it never changed, you would never know time.
How are we defining change?
The soups change their physical.
I don't
So
think that you
I
can
would define
change
time
the
as being
change.
its own dimensional, like it's its own dimension in space time, but it's not physical, in the sense that like X, Y, Z are physical. Where it's not a spatial dimension that we can access. It is its own dimension, however, and that's based off of general relativity and the observations that we have made, like undeniably showing that general relativity is at least correct based until like a theory of quantum.
Yeah, if
gravity
you
is
deny
seen.
general relativity, I just won't speak to you.
Yeah,
to be
I think
completely
you
honest.
just get collapsed into like a worldview
you
where
your
you
whole
reject
worldview,
science.
everyone's life is going to collapse.
What's general relativity?
Really? Einstein?
Yeah.
So general
Do
relativity.
you not learn about this in school in America?
Not really.
No,
we
no,
learned.
we don't.
We
I'm
learned
sorry.
Vietnam War.
Well, we do. Okay, so I think it's better if Stowe explains it to you. We do learn it in school. It's it unifies. So special relativity is the first step, right? And SR, which is I'm going to refer to as SR, that unifies space and time for observers moving at a constant. So time intervals and spatial distances depend on the observer's motion, which I think everyone can agree on. And events are located on a 4-dimensional space-time. Space and time then become no longer independent. They are moving through each other, kind of, I suppose. I don't know how to explain it on an easier level than that. That's the first step, right? Then you have general relativity. So general relativity takes that idea and adds gravity to it. So gravity is not a force, but it's the curvature of space-time, which is what was defined by SR. And it's caused by mass and energy. And the geometry of space-time affects how rulers measure distance and how clocks tick.
It makes our universe a non-Euclidean space, essentially.
Uh-huh.
So
yes,
like,
thank you.
yeah, but it's in like 4 dimensions of non-Euclidean, which is just it's kind of nonsense if you don't understand it.
So there are about 3 implications. Time is not absolute. Space and time are interdependent, and gravitational is like time dilation.
It's like the reason why you can't like escape a black hole is because space-time is moving so fast that like the light could be traveling away from the black hole technically at the speed of light in terms of like its space-time that it's experiencing, but the space-time itself could be moving towards the black hole, and that's the problem. Or the space-time could be moving closer to the center of the black hole than the speed of light, and that's why light can't escape, is that it all just gets sucked in.
Basically, it's not easy to understand, I grant that, but it just does. It means that time is not absolute, right? Which is why we started this. Why we notioned to general relativity in the first place, because you were kind of inferring that time is absolute, and it's not.
And
It's definitionally.
and it's also
And Einstein helped us understand this. And if you deny Einstein, not to,
well, I think initially that there are some reasons to like doubt it, but like it explains the anomalies in Mercury's orbit. It explains black holes, which we have actual photograph evidence of now, and gravitational waves, which we have also observed. It describes a lot, or it answers a lot of questions that we had beforehand that didn't have good answers, but now we have good answers for it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, so what was I doing that was inferring that or implying that time is absolute?
you're trying to separate time from being a part of space-time.
You can't
So
separate
that's
time
the
from
why
space.
it's kind of like a category.
They're interdependent.
That's what I said. I said time would not exist if there was no events.
That's not what you were saying. That time would not exist if there were no events.
So, like, if the primordial soup was just there and it didn't change, it wasn't in an event state, like it didn't change states, there would be no time. Because time is just a measurement of these states changing. Right?
In a sense, time just flows independently of events. Like, time doesn't depend on events, and what you're saying implies that time depends on events. It doesn't.
What I would say is that like it just becomes kind of fundamentally
Yeah, Stowe
meaningless at
already
that
addressed
point.
this. Yeah, thank you.
It just becomes meaningless and unmeasurable. That's the problem.
Like
That's
the
all that would
Wheeler-DeWitt
happen.
equation. I might direct you to.
My brain hurts.
Yeah, no, bro. I know. We all had to learn this at some point to help us
It's
ground our
not
argument.
easy stuff, and this is
It's
like the
not
reason
fun.
why that it's like. I don't know. A lot of people say, "Well, this is complex, so therefore there must be a god." I'm like, no.
I gave up physics when I was 16, and
Yeah.
that was only like 3 years ago, right? Like,
It's hard to kind of describe these things, but I think it's best that we actually like try to like describe these things while we can, because they have like good impact, or they have impacts about like what we can do in terms of like, I don't know, future discoveries potentially.
Okay, so it's useful in our current paradigm, we will say.
time is eternally useful. Time is going to be useful for as long as minds exist.
It's like if somebody tried to like
Eternally useful. You can't say. Of course, it's eternally useful.
it would
But
be
time
like,
is eternal.
it's what kind of prevents us also from saying, oh, why don't we try to keep making time machines? It's like because there's certain like things that
It's
we know
just-
for a
it
fact
just
that just
doesn't-
can't
it's
happen.
not-
Yeah, it just can't
just-
happen due to general relativity.
Yeah, I grant time is eternal. Time has always existed. The universe has always existed.
There's
Again,
some
I
there's
will
some
note
wacky
that.
things with black holes that we might not know right now, and they're kind of unknowable. But
Yeah,
No,
I can
I
use the word
disagree.
eternally because I grant there will always be. There will like time's never gonna finish. Time is constant.
No, I disagree. Time began when the first event.
Okay, you just don't know. I already explained to you like that there must be an infinite temporal existence if we use the Schrödinger equation. Unless you, a TikTok lolcow, can defy like quantum mechanics to me right now, then I just deny everything you're saying.
and then like
Time
you would
is
have to
constant.
like
using the Schrödinger equation, we can infer that time was infinite. And if you
since-
deny that, you are denying the equation. So explain to me how
Well,
that
it's as
equation
infinite
is valid.
as it's infinite as the first event.
No.
So-
no,
so-
you're doing it again. Time is not dependent on events. I thought we already established this.
So because there's the Schrödinger
You
We
equation,
just did this.
Okay, look.
We did this like 10 seconds
time.
ago.
Okay, look. Time wouldn't exist ontologically if there were no events. Do we agree on this?
No.
Why?
it would still
No.
exist. The dimension would exist
Mathematically,
is just
time is
meaningless.
always going to exist.
Yeah.
Like I thought it would be meaningless completely. I grant it was meaningless, but it's still going to be there. Time is dependent on space. Yeah, they're interdependent.
Yeah. So like I said, you could have like a particle at like absolute zero just chilling there, or like maybe a quark would be better, with like
Quark.
a quark, and then or some universe that just doesn't have like a waveform. Things would
Although I
just
don't think that would be impossible. I'm kind of a space-time like wave monist, but wow,
well,
we
it
don't need
could
to
be
get
that
to
like you could have like I don't know, a particle drift off early on, and then if you wait
Ooh,
long
Magnus
enough,
is incredible.
that it just becomes its only thing in its observable universe. It could be something like that.
Yeah, I'm a wave function monist, like Ian. I'm very easily influenced. But Magnus in creating space is not a bad idea, to be honest. But back to the concept of you are basically what you're trying to do here is separate space from time, and we have like continually like tried to explain how that's not possible. They are interdependent, and an issue is when you're trying to view time separate from space.
No.
It's not only not possible, but it's just not. It's not useful
Could
to try and
space
imagine.
exist without time?
Not under our current understanding.
No, not really.
No, it's not under our current understanding. We could, like I said,
I don't
have
think
a,
many people will be able to say like definitely yes. I would try and this isn't something I'm awfully educated on, but no, I believe they're interdependent. I don't think they could exist without each other.
Okay.
And I can cite some science if you need, but that would like again like just quantum mechanics, general relativity, SRGR. Like it's confusing to get into, and you already don't have that base knowledge. So I wouldn't
gatekeep from me. It's your response.
I'm not. This isn't gatekeeping. It's just you. When I tried to explain to you the Schrödinger equation, you already after that asked two more questions, which either insinuated you weren't listening or you weren't capable of understanding.
well,
So
and
you were either being ignorant or you didn't understand.
It was totally the second one.
Exactly. If you don't understand the Schrödinger equation, you're going to find it difficult to explain why time can't exist without space. I'm trying to, but I don't want to confuse you. Is my problem here? I'm not trying to hide anything. But
Or if you don't
like I
understand-
explained,
I was going to say if you don't understand
it's
general
relativity.
relativity.
There's an equation. It's called the metric. The fundamental object is the metric tensor, right? And that encodes the separation between events in space-time, and it's ds squared equals g and a weird little number, dx and then a weird little thing to the index, and dx with another little weird thing to the index. But that doesn't mean anything to you. So this is why I'm not trying to gatekeep it from you. But I won't be able that doesn't mean. Does that mean anything to you? What I just said.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like learning a new language.
That's-
You have to
that's
understand like what the words mean for you to actually have any like coherent ideas of what like the phrase says is the big thing.
This
Alright,
is
here's
why
what I'm
when
gonna
you
do.
said earlier you think philosophy is the grounding of it, like philosophy is the most important. I'm saying sciences.
No,
I think they're
Yes!
they have their own
no,
areas.
it's wrong. That's the wrong answer, and I'll tell you why.
Oh no, trust me, I love philosophy. I love it way more than Stoat. Stoat hates it.
No, philosophy.
Normalized gatekeeping. Hi, Juno.
Alright, watch this. Watch this.
We have Juno here.
Juno's here?
Juno's here. Hi, Juno.
Why is this?
I'm fangirling. I'm sorry. Continue, him.
Okay. There's levels of truth. So the historical fact is the lowest, then it's scientific, then it's analytical, right?
Oh, you talked about this last time. I denied this completely.
No, how can you disagree with that?
Because truth is a word and is a meaning you give to a word. Anything you try to argue semantics is just useless.
Everything is hold on.
First of all, we haven't escaped in the science yet. If you wanna drop that, we can.
No,
I understand. You're just not intellectual enough, obviously.
Watch this. Before you even, when you said the word science, you said a word and it had meaning. So truth is a prerequisite before any conversation we can have.
Logic is a prerequisite. not logic is an entailment of truth.
Logic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is logic true?
Truth
Logic
doesn't mean the word truth
Logic
doesn't
is
mean
a
anything
noun.
without
I
logic.
don't know what it means for logic to be true.
logic is transcendentally something necessary before you can even like talk about knowledge.
Yeah, I love logic. Exactly like Ian.
Right. I'm saying, is it true?
I don't know what
It's true because of logic.
What do you mean when you say is it true? Logic is a noun. I don't know what it means for a noun to be true.
Yes.
Well, we could also just do like game theory, where it says like if you were to reject logic being like not true, your whole
Truth or
worldview
honest.
just completely
Thank you, Joshua Jordan. I like you.
like if you just
Come around
reject
here more
logic
often.
being true, the whole worldview just kind of disintegrates.
Yeah.
Like you can't talk about things anymore. That's kind of the problem.
Yeah,
if
you
reject
falsify.
logic.
You use logic to refute logic. It's self-defeating.
It's not self-defeating.
Self-defeating.
no,
If
no.
I were to
not
argue against logic,
because
I'll
you
be
can't
using
escape
logic.
it. It's self-defeating because it's necessary.
You can only use logic to
Right.
to
Now,
figure
I'm
out
gonna say-
things.
Now I'm gonna say only language and consciousness exists.
Only language and consciousness exist.
Yes.
But logic
you an idealist?
language necessitates logic. Have you not tried to study Hungarian?
I haven't.
No, I know you haven't.
It's all
But dude,
Greek
you
to
need
me.
logic to study these languages. I'm telling you right now. Without logic, you would have no idea what these words mean.
You couldn't even refer
No,
to the
by
words.
language
Is
I
the
mean
problem.
value system. So like there's values we attribute to things, and logic comes out of that.
No,
No.
logic is transcendent. No, logic transcends all, like your god does.
So like if you were to abandon like the classical laws of logic, you couldn't even speak about anything. Like you just can't.
Someone with a PhD joined. Oh, I'm under pressure now.
God, Doctor, PhD.
Fuck.
Wait, we're cooked, bro. Hold on, my phone fell.
Okay.
What was I
Yeah, no,
saying?
logic is transcendental.
Okay.
It's not emergent. Like you try to say time was emergent, now you're trying to say logic is emergent. These things just aren't. And we tried to explain to you how time wasn't emergent earlier, but you got stuck. So you might get stuck again trying to explain how logic is transcendental.
Okay, hold on. Okay. So language is the description of the values that are self-evident a priori, right?
No.
But then
Like, I would say language is used to describe. Like I wouldn't say
The world
language.
around us, yeah.
I wouldn't say you have language before you have experience.
Yeah, like language comes.
No.
from
Here's what I said. The only things that exist are consciousness and language.
No, logic exists too.
Logic
And
is
space-time,
just-
and space-time,
use the
and
word.
space-time. You can't forget space-time.
Logic-
Okay,
Space-time.
so here's what happened. When you said logic also exists, you used a word to describe a phenomenology in consciousness.
Where do you think the words come from, Einstein? Logic.
No, the
The
word.
fact that I
came
can
from the
attribute a word to a thing entails logic.
The thing. Okay. The thing is just a conscious.
Dude, logic is helping you talk right now.
Hold on. I
Don't
think
say it
Shane's now
doesn't
playing.
exist.
Astrid, do you have something to say? I think she.
Hi, Astrid.
You know.
Hi. I was just gonna ask, what if only language and whatever you said exists? What existed before like hominids with language?
Weasels.
What did you say?
Weasels. It was all weasels.
Which
How many,
only
how
logic-
many hours of
or if
weasel
only
footage
language
did you
and-
watch to be able to come here?
Not the weasel footage, man. I love my weasel footage. Robert E. Fuller
Oh,
makes
no.
some great weasel footage. I hate you all.
Okay, I'll shut up. Astrid, come on. I believe in you.
Okay, so the before hominids with language evolved, what existed?
nothing.
If
The
you-
hominids with language are the first things to exist.
Wait,
That
so
is
God-
absolutely brain dead.
Yeah, we know.
Okay,
This is
sure,
what
sure,
we're
sure, but
doing.
you have no refutation of that.
You just like conceded that God doesn't exist.
Yeah. He
What was
beat his
before
own
the first
argument.
humans? Nothing. Was God before the first humans? I guess not.
No, I guess not.
So here's what I'm gonna say: that God is the mind that everything exists within. Okay.
Define
So
mind, first of all.
mind is a rational agent or something that experiences.
Oh no, we're coming up to agency again. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, something that experiences.
I hate to break it to you, but agency is scientific.
Hey, I'll be right back. I need to go use the restroom, but I'll just mute myself.
No,
You guys can keep-
I don't think agency is
Don't
scientific.
fall in.
If I want to
Do I
swim
start-
in, if
You
I want to
started
swim in the
following
toilet, I
me?
will.
Oh my god. Guys, this is my alt account where I go live. Just bear that in mind. Okay. So basically, by denying logic, you are denying everything.
I
that
didn't
exists in
deny
the
logic.
entire world.
I
You
didn't
said
deny
that the
logic.
only thing that exists is language and what was it?
Consciousness.
Consciousness. Okay. Well, both of those things necessitate logic.
Well, I'm saying logic is just an object within consciousness.
Are
No.
you an idealist?
Yes.
So do babies
Yeah,
not
no,
exist
he is an idealist.
until
I know.
they learn language?
Yo, that's like the least held position.
Idealism is horrible. I'm a delectable materialist. Love
Wait,
Marx.
is
Love Marx.
God's mind
I
inside
praise
another
them.
mind?
No.
Why not?
So,
Wait,
oh my
there's an
god, things
external world?
exist, it's like separate from minds.
No.
No way! You just disprove your own argument!
Why?
Also, define language. Would you define like birds communicating as language?
No, I would
It's a
say
government
the
psyop.
world-
Language is a government psyop.
Listen,
Oh my
the
god,
world
it was
you're
created by the
looking at-
government. It's all
Hold on, hold
it's
on.
all
The
drones.
world you're looking at and measuring is language. It's just
No,
information.
it's not, buddy. I
Yes, it
studied
is.
linguistics for ages. That's not what
No,
language means.
That is no.
When I say
yeah.
language, I don't just mean the sounds humans make to communicate meaning. The world is
Then what do
also.
you mean?
Okay, watch this. The world is also communicating meaning to you through colors.
So this
and-
is, you aren't defining
That's
things
not
differently from
language,
normal
that's
to
just-
try and escape the logical
Sure is.
contradictions that you're coming into. That's what you're doing.
You're,
It's
That's like someone
Words
who's
don't
trying
mean
to
words.
Watch it,
not
watch it.
mind to escape
you're just
from-
inventing definitions for
No,
words.
You're
I'm not.
inventing new words.
Is mathematics a language?
Yes.
Yeah.
The world you're looking at perfectly mathematical.
No, the maths isn't necessary because it's a language.
I think
Maths
you're,
is necessary, and the way we describe what maths is by using the word language.
I think
You are
there's
you
a-
are definitely missing the ontology here.
Look. Language is just information with.
I can grant, right, that if you want to grant that language is necessary, it's not, but I can accept that. What you're doing here is you're not including logic in your two things that are necessary.
I see
Logic
what-
is
I see what
okay.
the
Now watch this. Logic is a object within consciousness. So there's this thing. and we-
No, and we can disprove that with science, but you'll get lost again.
I think there's a mix up here. So when we use language, when I say like there's a tree outside, I'm not referring to the word tree. I'm referring to the thing outside. The
Right.
language-
Now watch this. The thing outside is a word.
No, what? Okay.
Yes.
what's the-
It
what's the
is. It is
difference?
information being. It's information being conveyed to you.
And the only way you can convey information is by using logic. You dumbass. You can't do it without it.
We got a new
No,
stoat
no.
in the
Why are you
background.
saying that?
Yes, 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 yes.
No, when I say the word logic, I'm referring to a particular, right?
Hold on. Let's go. You said the tree is a word.
Is it not a thing also?
No,
Things
Do
you
you not
said that-
accept that there's a chemical element to a tree, which means
No,
that it
you
is
said-
atomically there? Are you denying the tree's atomic existence?
You said the
What do you
thing
mean?
don't
What do
wanna
you
go
mean?
down
What do you
that
mean
outside.
atomically there? So here's what's happening. I'm having the experience of viewing colors and light and sound, right?
Yeah, because your brain is fallible. I agree.
Yeah, your colors
Sure,
don't
and if you
actually
guys-
exist.
You
Yeah,
guys
Yeah,
are
colors
actually-
do not exist. Just to say.
You guys are having the same experience as me, right?
No, actually, I'm probably not
Oh.
because I have more drugs in my brain than you, so it will actually affect my perception.
You can't. Don't say that. We'll get the live taken down.
No, as in I have quetiapine and escitalopram, medically prescribed drugs. If they were the other ones, I wouldn't say that. Except no, I do
Oh,
have
you
the
see
other.
that thing on TikTok store?
What?
What thing? Wait. Okay. Hold on. Okay. So the tree is an object in consciousness that I mark out and say this is a tree, right?
It's chemically there though. Like if you
run into the
like
word,
the
will
thing
it
you were
hurt me?
using earlier, like saying if you knew all the atoms in the world,
chemically there.
then
Okay,
you would know that the tree is there.
There's a presupposition of that there's a material world
There is a material world. You can look at the atoms.
that's independent of the mind.
Buddy, I hate idealism so much.
Okay, hold on. Let's just.
It's like
let me
I
make
hate it so
this out.
much. Like I dunk on Hegel so much.
That's
Literally,
independent.
your whole argument is solipsism. Like for this
Exactly.
entire time.
Exactly. And I solipsism, my big stop ever.
Sure. Yeah. Solipsism.
Do you not know what it means?
In Islam, we'll say Allah is the only thing that exists.
How old was Aisha when Muhammad consummated the marriage?
We haven't even brought up Aisha yet, so it's chill. We will bring up later.
He's
Don't worry.
9.
Oh, okay, so
It's okay.
We can
No,
run
that conversation hasn't even started yet.
we can run the Aisha Express later.
We can run. The Aisha Express is coming. I can see this smoke.
No, bring it. I don't care.
Have you heard of
Can
phenomenal
we go back to
conservatism?
the idealism?
He wants us to bring it up because he wants to escape how
I'm not
uneducated
escaping.
he
No,
is.
let's.
No,
finish
you
it.
are. You
No,
are.
I
You
wanna
just
go-
don't
I
understand how
wanna go
logical.
back
Okay,
Wait,
what-
actually, I can run this on you if you'd like.
Let's run it.
So generally, I was
Okay,
gonna
go on.
say that we could just invoke like phenomenal conservatism, which gives us provides prima facie justification for beliefs that are based off of like seemings, if there's no reason to think otherwise. So like in our worldview we don't have like the possibility of an all like an all like a what is it like a like an all powerful liar. Like if there was like we don't have a god that could lie to us in our worldview.
Exactly.
So like there's no reason that we shouldn't
We don't have a
trust our
god
seemings.
in our worldview.
Yeah. That we have reason. We have a prima facie reasons to trust our senses.
We have science, which you so constantly deny.
And we
I
have very
didn't deny
good
science.
reasons to think that too.
I didn't deny science. Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying you guys. Here's what I'm saying. You're making a presupposition that there's a mind-independent reality.
Oh, I'm not a priest, bro.
Well, phenomenal
Is there
conservatism.
okay? Is there evidence of a mind-independent reality?
Okay, hold on. Let's.
Yes.
I think we already went over this, but
We did. He just can't.
you say we're
doesn't-
in a mind, right?
Mm.
No.
No. Listen to Lisa. Lisa's a really good
Let's take it
point.
one step at a time.
Eam.
Yeah, it's
Eam,
fine.
this is our live, not yours.
It's fine.
No, I really want you to run it, please.
No, run it. But first, let's take it one step at a time.
I'll let him talk. It's fine.
No. I want to hear it. Is there evidence of a mind-independent world? We'll go there first.
Well, I just want to.
We were just pointing something out about what you said earlier.
Okay. Go ahead. Point it out. Yeah.
So like you said, we're in God's mind. Is that your view?
Yeah.
Okay. Is God's mind in a mind?
No.
No. So where is this mind? So his mind exists outside of minds?
Yeah, Stowe, I cannot hear you at all.
Can you hear me?
His
Yeah,
mind.
like-
is not, his
he's not
mind is
clean.
not. It's unknowable. So the essence of God is unknowable.
Well, that's
This is
fine.
actually
I,
a
like,
problem.
Why are there
But I
books
just-
written about him then?
I just want to know
Yeah,
if
but it's not like describing the perfect essence of God.
it's fine. I just want to know if God's mind isn't a mind.
Yeah,
Can you
That's
hear
just
me
what
now?
we want to know, really.
Is
God's
that
mind
better now?
can be
now,
okay.
yes.
Watch this. God's mind can be referred to, but it cannot be contained within a mind. No.
Okay, but God's
So,
contained by
okay.
logic, though. So.
But so if
I
it's
disagree.
not in a mind, that means there's a thing that exists outside of minds, right? Because his mind doesn't exist in minds.
Mm-hmm. Look it, sister.
No. God's mind is itself.
Yeah, that's cool. That doesn't really answer the question.
It doesn't. Yeah, you're avoiding the
I-
answer.
I
I
asked-
think we know why you're avoiding the
Here's your
the
mistake.
answer.
Here's your mistake. You're saying that
Okay.
minds are contained.
Your mistake? You're trying
Watch
to say
this, watch
Lee's
this. I'll
made
tell
a
you-
mistake
watch
when
this,
you have
watch
no
this.
idea what he's talking
saying,
about?
hold on. He's saying minds are contained. So he's making.
Are we
a-
not contained in God's mind?
You said that
We aren't minds.
we are
Watch
granting
this, watch this,
your
watch this.
premise.
Hold on. We aren't minds. We are physical beings.
We don't have
Wait.
minds.
What does
No,
it mean to be
watch this.
physical?
There's only God's mind.
What does
We
it mean to
don't
be
have
physical
minds?
without,
Only
like,
God's
external
mind.
reality?
There's only the mind. Now watch this. He said we're containing God's mind, but we're not minds. When I refer to you, I'm not referring to a mind. I'm referring to this 3D hominid that's talking to me on TikTok, right?
What's it
Right.
mean for like non-physical? Like,
So the mistake here is saying that we are contained, or that God's mind or minds are contained. Minds are not
Don't
contained.
tell him. Joshua, shh.
if what was I gonna say? What are we? So we aren't minds. What are we? What are we?
Yeah, what
made
are
of
we then?
When I refer to you, I'm talking about this 3D person.
No, but like what am I
3D?
made of?
Are we referring to science again? Do you want me to bring up the fact we absolutely clocked
So
you
we
earlier?
could bring up the person of Theseus who replaces his cell every 7 years.
Yes!
Where every single cell in your body gets replaced every 7 years, and therefore like every atom in you gets
Sure.
replaced. So
You're
like,
helping me. Look. What happens is that person isn't the actual thing. It's an idea of the thing.
no,
So
it's the
Theseus
mind
ship-
inside that body that we're referring to.
It's not the mind inside the body.
I'm
It's
sorry.
the concept we have of that person. So what the ship analogy shows is that Theseus' ship is the one we think is.
So there was no one around to observe this guy, so there's no concept of him.
Yeah. He's the concept of himself in the mind of God. This is what's happening. This is a one.
I just want to know what we're made of.
This is perfectly consistent. So when you brought up the ship is that it gets changed, and it's like, oh, which one's the real ship? Because that's technically the original one, but that's the one he was sailing on the whole time. Theseus' ship is an idea. It's not an actual thing. It's not a mind either. The mind is the one having the idea.
But aren't we, like, when we're talking about somebody, we're not referring to like the actual body of them. We're generally, unless if they're like not alive, we're generally referring to like the person inside the body.
I mean, why do you fall to protect your head?
It also depends on
never
the
mind.
view you take about the ship of Theseus. There's multiple views you can take. You can take like a functionalist role that the ship of Theseus is the ship if it performs the functions that are ascribed to the ship of Theseus. You could take that like it's.
They're all right. All the answers are right because it's whatever I.
I'm not
pretty sure
bothered
some
by
are
the
mutually
answer.
exclusive.
Well,
I'm-
I'm invoking the
Yeah, I
person
know.
of
I know.
Theseus.
They're not all like, but either one, I'm right. I'm not wrong if I say one of them is. Like,
No,
you can't-
we're not saying you're right or wrong. We're trying to use your answer to infer.
No. Okay, look. What I'm saying is that it's the idea of Theseus' ship that is Theseus' ship. A mind is not an idea. The mind is the thing experiencing the idea.
But so if we were talking about Theseus himself, though, like the atoms in his body get replaced every 7 years. But they'd be objectively wrong to say that this collection of atoms and waste is Theseus and not the person who can
Yeah, I mean,
actually
is
talk
yours-
and
is
speak
your-
and move around.
The idea
Is
we
your skin
have.
still your skin?
Theseus is
The
a
idea we have of
collection
Theseus is Theseus.
But dude, what about his skin cells that get replenished every 7 years? Come
No,
on.
right.
that's
The
actually
idea
like
we
pretty
have-
much every atom gets replaced every 7
The
years.
idea we have of Theseus is Theseus.
But what makes Theseus Theseus?
The
Because
person
you don't
of
believe he has a
Theseus.
mind.
The essence of Theseus is unknown.
Okay, what makes a person a person? Because you don't believe they have a mind.
I don't
like
believe
this
the mind
argument.
belongs to them. So look. They are experiencing a mind, but it doesn't belong to them.
They're
So it's not like-
experiencing a mind, but it doesn't belong
It's
to them.
not
What does
their-
Wait,
it
how can you experience something without a mind? What's that even mean?
What is it? Yeah, what is experience? Can we? Oh!
Watch this. We're only experiencing a mind.
What does it mean to experience if you don't have a mind?
I couldn't tell you. I think that like my idea of experience is solely based off of the idea that we
It
have
is
minds.
dependent on
Yeah.
minds.
I don't know what it means to have an experience without having.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
having
I'm
a
waiting for him
mind.
to answer.
It's like
Yeah,
asking
yeah,
what the
yeah,
idea of
it's-
floating is if we don't have water. Like
Yeah.
It means
you
nothing.
could missing context.
So look. What I'm saying is that there is no minds plural. Okay. We're
We're
sharing.
all using God's mind. So when I jerk off furiously in the middle of the night, God knows I'm doing that. Fuck.
Do you have? Are you a male or?
You don't think okay, this is no. First of all, I'm a woman. Thank you.
Okay. Because you said that.
Are we doing trans stuff? I'm here.
Yeah, are you transphobic? By the way, I will kick you if you say yes.
Of what? What'd you say?
Are you
Forget it.
transphobic?
Just ignore the question. Yes. This is why hell exists.
Yes.
You're transphobic? Oh.
No. The first question when she said, "Does God know that?"
Yeah, no.
God
Like,
transphobic?
so if my mind is God's mind, does he experience orgasm as I orgasm?
I would say God experiences everything.
Is God,
God
on
does
the
not
couch shoulder?
Well, first of all, he's missing out. Okay. Second of all, how does God not experience it? Because doesn't he have my
No, I
mind?
said God
Are we not
experiences
sharing his
everything.
mind?
Isn't
I just
is
said
God-
God
No, but God, if we are all using God's mind, how does he not experience the things that we are using when we see
I
when we
just
use
said
our
he's
minds?
experiencing everything.
So does that mean he sometimes is in the cup chair?
Using.
No, I literally said 3 times he experiences everything.
Oh, okay. So
He
God's
experienced
also in the
everything, so
cup
does he
chair.
experience-
Got it.
Maybe we
Oh,
can
God
take some
experiences everything.
probabilistic stances for
God is trans.
idealism.
Confirmed.
God is trans,
Um,
guys. I mean, yeah, actually, okay, no, I can't run this on you because you don't believe in Jesus. Fuck.
I believe in Jesus. I just don't say he's.
No, I know you don't believe in Christian Jesus. I was about to ask where did
Do you
Jesus get
think?
his wife from?
Do you think
He's
science
Muslim.
can make accurate predictions?
Do I think what?
Do you think science can make accurate predictions?
Yes.
He doesn't even believe in science, buddy.
Well, do you think that's more
believe-
expected
I
under
agree.
idealism or physicalism?
No, there's no evidence of physicalism. Outside
That's
of-
not what I asked you. Under the hypothesis of idealism or physicalism,
No,
do you think that
idealism.
science making accurate predictions is more expected on physicalism or idealism?
No, it's consistent idealism.
Oh,
I
perfect.
asked what's more
Yeah.
expected.
So first of all, that
It's
wasn't
consistent
answering the
with-
question. Second of all, thank you for saying that.
They're
Yeah,
equally
it's-
consistent.
Oh no! One expects that the other one it's actually possibly unexpected. It's likely unexpected actually.
No, because the mind is ordered. It doesn't have to be in a.
But do we have minds?
We agree that the mind is ordered. I'm saying it's determined.
I know, but I'm struggling with your concept of a mind.
The mind is the only thing you know.
Yeah, but we all
I
share
know how to
God's
tie my
one.
shoes.
Right, the mind is
I know
How
how
does
to
that
tie
make
my
sense?
shoes.
That literally does
are
not
you
make
gonna-
sense.
God.
Are you going to tell me that I don't know how to tie my shoes? Because I think that would be reductio at that point. Like, how could you know that I don't know how to tie my
Does
shoes?
God
I
know
know
as
that
much
I can
about
tie my
Marxism
shoes.
as I do?
Kind of based if
God
he
knows
does.
everything about God created Marxism.
No, he didn't!
Yes, he did.
Shut up!
He's the one that also just doesn't
Don't you
allow it
dare
to prosper.
attribute
God
God to
came
a
up with the
beautiful
idea.
Marx.
He came up with the idea in the first place.
Fuck, no, fuck. Fuck, dude.
God is also
Alright.
responsible for everybody being anti-Marx. So
Yeah, we do
I
not
agree.
understand.
No, bro, I
Like,
completely-
definitionally, we don't understand it. So, God has this mind that he understands, right? So, why does God not tell us about the mind? Just random question. I want to know. Why doesn't God tell us? Why does God just make us suffer through science if he could just tell us?
Because how do you think God knows?
well, he tried to say things in the Quran.
Because
he
he's
got a
an
lot of
idiot.
it wrong. Wait,
You're experiencing how God knows it.
wait, God does say stuff in the Quran
Brother.
about like science, and he just gets it wrong.
stinks. This guy stinks.
Wait, why are you?
This
Oh,
guy stinks.
hold on. Is anything I said incoherent?
Yes, the fact that we there's only one mind and it's God's mind and we're all experiencing God's mind. That's the incoherent
Why is
bit.
that incoherent?
Also, the bit you said about science, but I thought we agreed we'd leave that alone.
No, science. I don't disagree with science. You guys keep saying I disagree with science.
Yeah, you do because
No, I
you,
don't.
you deny the Schrodinger equation.
I just don't know it, so I said I'm not going to speak about it.
Okay.
But what I said was that the universe is determined. That's what I said.
Yeah, and it's not determined. And I provide you a lot of evidence.
Okay,
as to
there's
why.
a difference of opinion on that.
There's a difference of facts. You don't have the facts. I have the facts.
Let me
Actually.
go. Hey, okay, next time I'm gonna bring the.
Yeah,
determined
come
part.
back and look at like the reason that the universe isn't determined, like quantum mechanically. I would love to have a conversation, but anyway, I don't think that God is the only mind and that we're all experiencing God's mind. Could you have any evidence for that?
Sure.
Can you ground that in anything?
No, it's self-evidently true. It's actually zero.
Okay, I didn't ask
Hold on, hold on,
specifically
hold on, hold on.
self-evident. I'm
It's
asking
zero-
for actual evidence because I could say that me having the fattest ass in the world is self-evident, but that's not true. Okay,
Because we can go compare it to another one.
I didn't give you my consent to do that. First of all.
Well, then no, that's
I'm
the
the
reason
only
why.
one who's allowed to look at.
That's the reason why you can't say that.
But seriously, can you provide evidence that we are in God's mind right now?
No, it's self-evidently true. Okay,
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. You're having a first-hand experience.
Explain to me how it's self-evidently true.
Okay, you're literally having a first-hand experience with the mind.
Because of my mind.
The mind. No, you exist.
Where does
in
the mind come from?
Hold on, watch
That's
this.
just
Watch
like
this. When
Can a
you
silly
mind exist
question
without?
begging.
Can a
Yeah, I
mind
was about to
exist
say
without?
you just
Hold on, watch
Can a
this.
presupposing.
mind?
I'm
Can
gonna-
a mind
watch this.
exist without a brain? Go.
Yes. Actually, the brain can't exist without the mind. Now
Do you have
watch
evidence
this.
of this?
Oh
When you
my
say, hold on,
god.
F, watch this.
This dude doesn't know what he's talking about.
Here's the precept. Here's the precept.
Not precept.
He said, "My mind." When
Wait,
you,
I thought we
as
didn't have
I,
minds.
exist within the mind.
Yeah, I thought it was just God's mind. You don't have a mind, it's God's.
I know.
So,
that's
so
what
then
I'm
why does
agreeing
So
with.
why do you
conscious-
say my mind?
Hold
You can't say-
on.
then you can't use
said
the
that.
word
F,
my.
F,
You
F,
can't use the word my.
F. You said my mind. You said I'm
Because
having an
I
experience-
I agree that I have my mind. You can't use
No,
that
no.
word.
What
you
is
have to do
I?
mine.
What is this I you're referring to?
My brain.
No, the I. Is your brain?
My
the-
sense of self is located in my brain.
The precept is that the brain is physical.
No,
Oh
this
my
is
god!
based
Stop
off
being
of phenomenal
idealist.
conservatism.
You're gonna piss me off. Okay.
You're
Really?
mad because look. You
Why
can't
do brain?
refute it. You
Why
can't
do
refute
traumatic
what
brain
you're saying.
injuries change your personality if the mind
Yes.
isn't within
Why
the
do
brain?
I have BPD, bro? Where does that come from if I don't have a mind?
Why do I
okay?
have
Answer me
depression?
that. Riddle me this. Why am I getting diagnosed right now for AS fucking PD if I don't have a mind? Does God have it too? Does God have all these mental conditions? No.
God is
I
just
didn't
a
think so.
psychopath confirmed.
God is,
Yeah.
God is.
Sociopath, actually, babe.
Oh, he's both.
Okay,
He's
Get
all
it
of
I'm
them.
gonna make it very. Okay, look. I'm gonna make it very simple.
God has
Even
Leschmann syndrome.
Okay, watch this. Even the concept of self, which is identical to self, is within the mind.
Do you read Nietzsche?
Yes.
Fuck!
No.
Ew! Get away from me!
What's gross about that?
Oh no.
He said so much misogynistic stuff, and he's so boring, and the only reason he ever became popular is because he was easy to read.
He's a genius.
He's so not.
He's a
He
genius
sucks.
for making it
Look at my
easy to
username.
read, but
Look
other
at
than
my
that,
username.
F.
no.
Look at my username.
Her username
Look at
itself is Nietzsche sucks.
Nietzsche sucks.
Yeah, buddy. I'm not a Nietzsche fan, okay?
It's scary, but it's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Nietzsche was dumb, and Nietzsche was a fucking idiot, and I actually hate him. I think I hate him more than I hate, like...
Nietzsche claimed to be the Antichrist.
Yeah, I know he did.
It's crazy, right?
He was insane, but that's not why I think he's insane, but go on. Anyway, can you prove to me that we are all in God's mind right now?
Sure, it's self-evident. It's a priori.
No, it's
Your
not.
premise is-
I already said I could prove that I have the biggest
No,
arse in
you're
the
making
world. and I
to
just
argue against it. You make a precept by saying the mind belongs to
Well,
me.
you're kind of just
Fuck
begging the
up.
question at this point, where you're just saying
I'm not
that
begging
like
the question. No, I'm not begging the question. Am I begging the question when I say 1 is equal to 1?
no,
See,
but,
I
but
can
that's
say
transcendental
that
true.
no, because
Yeah, I'm not begging the question doing that. It's a
Well,
talk.
you
Oh,
think
actually,
so.
one is
You
equal to
think
one is just
there only
logically
being one
transcendentally
mind
true.
is transcendentally true. You think one mind is transcendentally true.
It's actually more true than 1 is equal to 1.
Here, I just made an
Because
argument. Quick, I'll run it.
before you can even observe or think or have ideas of 1.
I'm gonna pass the mic to Lise.
Least.
Okay, so it's just going to be a reductio to the idealist worldview. So it's going to be premise 1. Idealism holds that all of reality is fundamentally mental. Do you agree to that premise?
Yes.
Okay, it's going to be premise 2. To account for the observed regularity, structure, and law-like behavior of the world, idealism, we'll say it must posit a universal mental substrate, aka God. Do you agree to premise 2?
No, God is a self-description.
What?
Didn't pass grade 8.
Okay, here,
God is a self-description. You're saying the mind and you're saying God. It's the same word again.
that's
Okay,
fine.
can you
I'm
agree
just
that when we
saying-
use the word mind, we're not talking about a mind?
I'm just saying that
you.
in order for an idealist to account for like the law-like behavior in the world, there needs to be like a universal, the universal mind being God.
Which you've previously affirmed, by the way, so we know this is true. We
I
know
just
this is.
confirmed
Yeah, so that's fine. You agree with that one, right?
You agree with that one?
What's the premise 2 again? In order for
Uh,
there to be behaviors, there must be universal.
To account for like the law-like behaviors in the world, you're positing the a universal mind, or would just be you say like
The
God,
universal
God's
mind
mind.
is the mind you're experiencing.
God,
Yeah, the universal. Yeah, we're fine. We're operating under your world.
All right, yeah,
It's
yeah.
okay.
now.
You
It's just,
remember
yeah,
the whole morality thing earlier about grape? Yeah, we're talking about that right now.
it's just God's mind to account for like when to account for like say gravity. You're just saying God's mind is like making it ordered, right?
Gravity is an idea God's mind is having. Yes,
Yeah, he's the
Okay,
one who's
thank
making
you.
it ordered.
he's the only one that makes anything thing.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah, that's
okay,
fine.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's see.
it applies to everything.
Yep.
So, premise
We know.
3, the mind behaves in a constant law-governed, mathematically structured way
Ooh.
to preserve the illusion of external, stable, causally closed physical world, and to do so even when no finite mind is perceiving it. So, in other words, God is upholding the world to make it almost seem physical, but to
It's
seem
an illusion.
physical,
It's not
and
real.
like yeah. So when like even when we're not looking at a tree, God's mind is like sustaining that tree there.
So you grant that?
No, I actually say that as soon as you look at the tree, it's created at that exact instance.
Really? That's even harder to argue for.
And when you turn around, it's no longer existent.
But what about if there was a person next to you who was looking at the tree?
Okay, well maybe
Mine
a
is-
tree is not a good idea, but like what about something like gravity?
Yeah.
It has to constantly
You
sustain
can't look away
gravity,
from
right?
gravity. So God is constantly sustaining gravity.
Gravity is an effect. It's not a. Gravity.
But
is
God sustains it, right?
Well, like he sustains
God's the
order
cause
of
of
it.
everything.
Gravity is
Like,
a pattern of actions God is taking.
It's actually just
Okay, good,
Yeah,
thank you.
but it's sustained, right? Because it's like there's a gravitational constant. If you accept science,
Yeah, but
he
it's
has to
not.
sustain it.
So like
It's literally G, by the way. It's 10 for the Earth.
Well,
If
it's
you-
Yeah,
you
but
didn't
one.
it's not necessary.
Yeah,
He
no,
can
I
make it-
know.
It's not necessary.
Sorry,
He can make it
I'm
any
going
other way.
to be.
You don't think it's necessary? What would happen if the gravitational constant was 8? Do you know?
No, there's no reason. There's no necessary reason that gravity needs to be that way. I'm saying God can make it any way.
Oh.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm just saying that he does
Okay.
make it that way.
He makes
Just-
it that
he
way
makes it-
all the
he-
time,
Yeah,
24/7.
he doesn't have to, but it is the case that he is sustaining it in a ordered way.
Yeah. In this argument, Lisa's running. You accept that? That's your worldview, right?
He's running it that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
that's
You
fine.
agree?
Yeah, so that's fine. Premise 3 is fine. He could change it, but right
But
now
he doesn't, because
but he
otherwise
isn't,
we
yeah.
would all be flying around on the moon.
Yeah, he is sustaining it in a law-like way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So that's premise 3 is fine. Okay. Premise 4: positing a universal mental substrate, that just being God, that mimics
Allah.
all the functions of the physical world, makes it fundamentally equivalent to physicalism. Basically, you just become metaphysically redundant. You're adding extra baggage without explaining anything.
I don't think he understands how that
Physicalism
destroys
itself
his
is a
life.
description. Okay, watch this. Physicalism itself is a description of phenomenon happening in the mind.
No,
Yes,
it's not.
That's fine.
Yes, it is. When I describe something, as okay, well,
Wait.
Oh, hold on. When
You
I
say
describe something as
physicalism?
physical, I'm saying I can touch it, taste it, smell it, hear it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's just perceptions of mind, and I'm labeling it as one group called physical.
The fact that you can is dependent on the mind, but without the mind, it would still happen.
There's no evidence of that.
There is.
No, there's no evidence of that.
So you'd think atoms don't exist?
Not outside of the concept of atoms, no.
Okay, first of all, that doesn't make any sense. Do you think if there was no minds, there would be no atoms?
If there was no mind, there would be no thing.
So you deny that before we developed to be conscious, there was no atoms.
Actually, maybe if I rephrase premise
Yeah.
4, something
So
like
when it was the first universal ancestor, I think its name was like Gabe or something.
So this is a big mistake. You're basing, right? You're basing.
Okay, by the
anything-
way, just for reference, I'm not as educated on this as I'd like to be, but I'm not making a massive mistake. Okay,
You're making a
you're the
massive
one.
mistake because you're basing a priori things on a deductive fact. So you think that because we found old bones and that there was a ancestors.
That's
of
actually
Luca.
not what I was running, by the way. That's not what I was running at all. Luca,
You said-
thank
okay,
you.
okay,
Luca.
okay. You
let's-
said that-
I'm actually
okay,
running
here's the
Luca.
precept, here's
okay?
the precept.
So his name was
precept.
Luca, right?
Here's the precept. The consciousness
You're my
began
lady.
with the first person.
Dude, can I just say something really quick?
I'm not presupposing anything, right?
Yeah,
looking
we're not.
at
This
the
isn't a
worldview right now.
presupposition. Yeah, I think you don't know what that word means.
Okay. Do you have evidence that consciousness began?
I wasn't finished. Okay, so
go
before we
ahead.
evolved to be conscious, right? Luca, there's this universal common ancestor. His name is Luca, right? Okay. At the time of Luca, there was no consciousness. Okay.
Luca
No
lives on the
consciousness.
second floor.
That's the precept.
Mind. There was no mind,
That's the
and no
precept.
mind could observe Luca. Do you deny
That's the
Luca's
precept.
existence?
That's the precept.
No, it's.
Yes, it is. First, you have to prove. First, you
You're
have
gonna
to prove
break
that there's a
Effie.
world. Hold on. First, you have to prove. First, you have
Effie's
to
just gonna
prove
get
that
broken
there
in
is
half.
a world independent of the mind. So to say that the physical world created the first mind is a precept.
Oh my God! Hi, Goldstar Nicole.
Are we gonna not wait? Are we not gonna address that?
I'm kind of upset right now that you denied the fact that Luca exists because he really
No.
doesn't.
Here's what I said. You're presupposing that there's a.
There's no
physical-
presupposition.
Hold
it's
on,
based
hold
off
on. Let me
evidence.
finish. Can I show you what the precept is? Okay, you're presupposing that there's a physical material world independent of the mind. So you're saying that
That's not
physical.
presupposition. I just
Yes, it is. And
How
watch
old
this,
is
watch
Luca?
this. You're saying the first mind emerged with the ancient hominid. Right?
No, I was actually saying that Luca existed before there was a mind.
No,
Luca
there
wasn't a
were
mind.
also weasels
Yeah, you're saying
before him
Luca
that
was the first
experienced
mind.
things.
Hold
No,
on.
Luca didn't have a mind. That's the point. I'm saying, do you deny that Luca existed? Because you said that things don't exist independent of minds. So you're saying that Luca didn't exist because there was no mind to perceive Luca.
Are you perceiving Luca right now?
No, Luca doesn't exist anymore. Luca evolved away. Luca
Luca's an idea you have.
No.
Luca is a scientific fact. Luca is our
a
common
species
ancestor.
also.
Luca is our common
Yeah,
ancestor.
okay, is the species identical to the information? So
What does
I
that
mean
mean?
is that the
Species are
mathematical
kind of
information?
abstract ideas. They're not really well defined.
Juno! What
Oh no, not the donut. No.
Juno? But no, seriously. So Luca is our common ancestor, right? But there was no consciousness at that point. So were you denying that because there was no consciousness, Luca didn't exist?
You have no evidence that there was no consciousness at that point.
Okay. What?
Yes.
No, there is. There was no consciousness.
Yeah,
Humans
prove
didn't
that.
exist yet.
Yeah, prove that.
Prove that there was no.
prove that. Okay, watch this. This
Oh,
is the
fine.
precept again. Humans, you're saying consciousness is dependent on humans. No. It's the other
Do
way
you
around.
think rocks?
Hold on,
Do you think rocks are
hold on.
conscious?
It's the other way around. Humans are dependent on consciousness.
No.
Now you need to prove it the other way around.
I didn't say that.
Sure you
So,
did.
so the
That's what you
problem
just
here
said by
is
saying-
that
Back to the argument about this.
Here's what you're saying. You said that there was no consciousness to observe Luca. Does Luca exist?
Because this was. Do you know what Luca? Do you want me to explain
so
to you what
the
that is?
precept,
First of
the
all?
precept is that
I
humans.
don't think you know who he is, poor guy.
I don't care. It's the bones you found a while ago, and you're creating this.
No, it's not bones. It's our common ancestor.
Luca didn't
Literally,
have
it's no
bones.
bones. It is
What's
not
the,
bones.
What's the one they found in Africa? Lucy.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about our common ancestor, Luca.
Is Luca before Lucy?
That is several billion years later than Luca.
Luca doesn't have bones.
Million?
billion.
Million, yes.
No,
that's
billion.
wrong. The first fish.
It's
the first
billions.
fish.
Are you
flew
denying
all over
Luca
the water.
exists? Dude, you
No,
did this
no,
before.
Luca
You
is
denied
older
something,
than
you denied it
fish.
again.
There's a precept. Watch this.
No, it's not. You don't know what precept means.
Okay, then I'm gonna say.
Why
I'm
do
gonna
all
state the
Phil bros say
precept.
watch this before they say something stupid?
I'm
Define
gonna state the
precept.
precept. Go ahead. Go
Define
ahead.
precept.
I'm gonna for all of you. It's a premise you believe without evidence. So it's a evident. Yeah. It's an evidenceless based claim, and then you go on to make
So God?
further claims off that. No,
So
God.
there-
There are plausible
God's a
substrates for
priori.
consciousness.
Okay.
At the time of Luca, there was no plausible substrates for consciousness.
So to
Okay,
reject that
watch
If you
definition,
deny
because-
there are
Watch this,
substrates
watch
for
this. Here's the
consciousness, you are
here's the
denying a
precept.
lot of scientific evidence.
Here's the
right?
precept. Here's the precept. Consciousness is dependent on human.
No,
I reject
I never
the
said
precept.
that.
Yes.
I reject
there
that
are plenty
completely.
of
Yes, you are by saying. Okay, here's what you said. Here's your argument. Since there were no humans at the time of Luca,
Consciousness
Therefore, Luca
requires
exists.
a
Therefore,
nervous
there was no
system, and that is it. Consciousness requires a nervous system. That's all I'm saying.
that's the precept. That precept right
How
there.
is that precept?
No,
That's
a
an
nervous
actual
system
fact.
requires consciousness to occur.
How
No,
can you
because
prove
we-
to
No,
me that
it's a
covers?
precept. You're presupposing a material world.
The problem
It's
is
not,
that
dude. I'm
presupposing a
actually
material
gonna.
world
One second,
without
if you keep
evidence.
repeating what you're gonna say over and over again, can you listen to me?
Jellyfish have
You're
nervous
repeating the
systems,
same
but
thing.
no consciousness
You're
or
repeating the same
brains.
thing.
I'm repeating the same thing in response to you repeating the same thing. Okay, dude. Seriously, can you listen
You
to
said-
someone when they have more knowledge than you about a certain subject? You can interrupt as much as you want, but that's not going to make your knowledge any more plausible than my knowledge.
Hey,
Okay?
when you're talking about Schrodinger, listen. When you were talking about Schrodinger, I didn't say a thing. I said, yeah, okay, you guys are right.
Yeah,
Is that
because
true?
you have no idea what you're talking about.
When you guys were
Yeah.
talking about the right, I had no idea. I didn't actually say anything. Listen to what I'm saying, because you're making a presupposition. You're saying that consciousness depends on the nervous system. Yes.
Do you
You're saying
deny that?
consciousness
Do you
depends on-
deny?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
Now,
like
why do I
all of
deny it?
neurology.
Like
Evidence of
scientists
that.
agree this, by the way. This is a scientific consensus.
Did the scientists observe that in their consciousness? Did they observe a
No,
nervous
they
system?
obtained it. They obtained this from evidence.
Evidence that was observed.
Science is evidence and observation.
Observed by conscious
Right.
mind, correct?
Because without the
You
conscious
can
mind,
measure consciousness.
Okay, there you go. Without the conscious mind, there is no nervous system.
No, without
Yes.
the conscious mind, the nervous system isn't useful, but it's still there.
There's no evidence of that.
There is. Where have you read
What is it?
Fucking jellyfish.
What is it?
Do you think jellyfish are conscious?
Yeah. Do you think jellyfish are conscious? Heme.
They're an object of consciousness.
That
Say that again.
that
say
means nothing. Do
I
they
wouldn't-
have
I wouldn't even
consciousness?
I wouldn't even say human is conscious.
Then you're an idiot. And I think
Sure.
we're proving
You know,
that.
he believes, right? He believes that all minds exist in God, and we're all just in God's mind.
We don't even know. We don't even have mind.
Sure, you can call me an
Yeah,
idiot.
we don't have minds. We all share God. So when I orgasm late at night thinking about Stowe, right? Yeah, God's feeling that. God feels all of it.
How could God not? Is that knowledge? Hold on. Was that experience information in the
Oh,
subject?
orgasming? That's complete. That's experience. That's a bit.
Now, is God all knowing?
That's yeah. You have to defend that, not me.
No, I completely agree. God exactly knows exactly what that felt like and was actually experienced it.
Okay, well, I think that's
better
stupid,
detail
but
than
that's
you.
not what we're talking about. You're denying,
Why is
right?
that stupid?
Consciousness is human and vertebrates is dependent on the CNS. And if you disagree with that, I would like you to prove how that's not possible using science.
No. Science, you're presupposing science again.
You know, science is.
Oh,
Science is
I'm gonna
not.
tweet.
Hold
I'm
on.
gonna kick you. I'm so gonna kick you.
Hold
So
on.
get rid of my power to kick this man because I'm gonna kick him.
Can I talk without being interrupted?
I'm going to interrupt you if you're being stupid and you're saying that I'm presupposing science. You can't presuppose science because science exists definitionally based off observance and like evidence and shit. You can't presuppose it. Like that's generally the stupidest thing I've ever heard. You don't know what presupposition means, okay? You do not know what it means and you keep using it. You've heard it when you've watched Ian and you don't know what it means. And you keep using it because you think it's going to hurt my feelings. It's not going to hurt my feelings, okay? You just don't know what it means.
Listen, I love all of you, and I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
Uh-huh.
All I'm saying is,
Science.
Okay, watch this. Science is a pattern of repeatable observations.
It's not a pattern. It's
Incorrect.
It's, science isn't a pattern. No.
It's
a method,
it's
actually.
a
It's
it's
a
a
methodology.
methodology for coming to it's the best methodology that we have to come to like
Yeah.
conclusions about or objective conclusions about the world.
It's, a
It's not something you
methodology-
can quote
watch this.
presuppose.
It's a methodology that consciousness enacts.
But it's not
No, because
presuppos-
science. Oh,
So-
It is.
okay. The act of science being written down and talked about, yeah, that depends on mind. But science would still exist without minds. The
Science
things
doesn't
that we can no, let's don't interrupt me. The things we can assume, the things that science, for example, the Schrodinger equation. I grant the Schrodinger equation would exist without minds. Okay. Because it still exists. The things that we say, math still exists. The numbers still exist. But we, as a, dude, are you listening to me or are you typing in chat?
No, I'm listening to you.
What did I just say? Yeah,
Alright.
I thought so. Okay,
Alright,
dude, so
you
I'm
got
gonna
it.
kick you if you're not gonna listen. Okay. So
I already know what you're gonna say.
well,
I-
okay,
I-
go on.
I have the right answer.
Horribly misquote me. Go on.
It's a precept. Joshua is actually correct. It's an assumption.
Okay. No,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
I okay.
Science doesn't actually exist out there. It's an observation we make.
The
and
observations that science makes still exist out there because we are observing things. This is so unfathomably stupid.
science doesn't
Okay?
exist.
Don't interrupt me. I'm gonna mute you. Okay. Let me explain
I'm not
myself.
interrupting. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. I agree that science wouldn't exist without mind, because science is a methodology, and you can't do things with a methodology if you can't do anything.
Okay.
The things that science observes, the things in real life that science observes and makes comments about, would still exist because we are talking about what exists.
Do you have
Correct?
evidence of that?
Yes or no?
Do you have evidence of that? No, I'll agree with you if you bring me
Do I
evidence.
have evidence? Do I have evidence that science would exist without mind? But no, because there is minds.
Well, we could
Is
also
that
just
what you want me to
use-
say? Is that how you're trying to reduce? Is that what you're trying to reduce me to?
saying.
You are trying to. Okay,
Here's
sorry.
what I'm saying. Science is a product of conscious activity.
Yeah, no, the methodology of science, but not the things that science says about the world.
No, the events that were observed of themselves were experienced in the conscious mind. The thing science is studying and the methodology itself both exist in the mind.
No.
You have no evidence.
I think, what do you think? Do you think like responsiveness and coordination is? What do you think consciousness is, dude?
Consciousness is the phenomenology that.
Okay, phenomenology.
Yeah, that the mind is perceiving. Yeah, so the colors and the sounds and the frequencies.
Okay, can you give me a better definition, please? That doesn't very much sound like a good definition to me.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, Lee, step in, please. I can't do this on my own.
What's the definition again?
The definition I define consciousness as the phenomenology that the mind experiences.
Let me just Google something real quick.
Mind.
Go
You're
F.
saying
Oh.
The mind is the agent that experiences consciousness.
Oh no, you don't want to bring agent because then you're gonna. Oh no.
But human.
Yes, mind. Okay, how about this? How about this? Let me say it this way: the awareness that phenomenology is occurring, is the mind. Consciousness is the phenomenology itself. So, or those are the contents of consciousness.
When you
So,
say
like
the mind, is it our mind or God's mind?
Yeah, are we talking about God's mind still?
the mind. You can say God's mind.
Well,
and
no, Joshua, I completely agree with that statement, but that doesn't mean that we have any like reason. I would ask you if you are a materialist. Or if
W. Joshua.
Sorry,
W.
I'm just, he's been quite nice and respectful, and you're not. So sorry if I want to talk with him instead of you. Okay.
Joshua might be better than me. Joshua, come up.
No, Joshua, I'm always convinced is going to be.
He has a
Yeah,
Joshua
Joshua's
stuff, and I
probably
was
better.
thinking about potentially joining him next because he has
Yeah.
been in a while.
I'm
Joshua,
nice.
W. Stokesky, can you bring Joshua?
Can I bring him up? Yeah, I can bring him up as long as you promise to shut up.
I won't speak. I'm gonna mute.
Yeah, I might mute you actually.
No,
just to
I'm
make
gonna mute. I'm gonna mute. You don't have to do it. I'm gonna mute indefinitely.
Okay.
I turned him.
Hi, Joshua.
Turned his thing off.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me.
Of course.
How's your day going?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Got a lot to do, but I've been totally sidetracked by you guys. Thank you for being here. I found some working minds, and that's rather difficult these days.
I'm
Most people-
flattered. Thank
They
you.
kind of forgot how to think.
Stop flirting
but-
with other guys, F. No.
I'm not flirting!
I'm messing with you.
This guy is so insecure, I'm telling you.
What? Actually, I mean, what do you expect from a weasel, man? What do you
Okay,
expect?
go on, Joshua. I'm very excited to hear what you have to say.
Well, okay, so I'm going to present an argument, and I'm hoping you guys can tear it to shreds, and I'm completely open to that. But my basis is you have to perceive a reality for a reality to exist. Okay, that may not exactly be true. There may be something there, but what we experience is the perception of it, which requires mind. And even all the science is based on perception. So mind is necessary to perceive, unless there's a way to perceive without mind.
Oh,
That's
I
not-
Yeah, sort of. I mean,
a mind, you can, I mean, you can have like single cell amoeba that perceive the world and react to the world. That doesn't mean they're conscious. But
yeah, they don't really do it intelligently.
yeah, they're not intelligent about it, but they can sense like light changes and stuff like that.
Well, that's what convinced me of, the evidence in my mind of intelligent design, not Christianity, but intelligent design, was when I studied cells. When I looked at how complicated a cell was, 20 to 30,000 motors, it's got all this DNA.
Yeah, because of how long evolution took to make that.
Well,
Think
look
about how old the world is, dude.
Well, the amount of odds of any of that ever coming into existence. I mean,
That's the reason it's only here. Like,
I mean,
think
yeah.
about how big the universe is and how small a chance this exists.
But
It's
I think
because there's so many other worlds, and it only
hold
happened
on.
here.
I'm
That's
gonna say
because
too that we really haven't looked out there in the universe either. We've been to 2 other planets, realistically 1 other planet, and our moon, and that's about all that we've ever like really looked much. And beyond that, it's, I mean, even then, when we've looked at like asteroids and stuff, they have the building blocks that are necessary for life. They have amino acids.
Yeah, I mean, Ian talks about this, right? Like, we had like an asteroid which had like the amino acids like necessary to form like human life.
I understand that theory, but this guy Lloyd Pye, he's the one that researched that. They're calling it the Star Child. He passed a while ago, but anyway, he had a very scientific mind, and he made a statement that blew me away. He said the odds of this happening by chance would be like a tornado going through a junkyard and leaving a fully functionable B-52 bomber, which is a lot less complicated than we are.
I agree. It's not probable at all. The fact that we exist is completely improbable, but it's probable to a tiny extent, and because the universe is infinite, it had to happen somewhere.
I think there's also been an error being made here that like I don't think that like we were the goal. There's no like if you put us as a goal,
no goal.
we're impossibly improbabilistic. But intelligent life,
The
I
reason-
think is probable given a life or a planet sustaining life for a good amount of time that has the resources necessary.
Think about how advanced we are. That's because the universe got lucky, right, and made the first step, and then the next step was just increasingly easier because of the first step.
Well, I asked in text, and I don't think anybody's researched it. It's called the Hork. Roger Penrose.
I think your mic is slightly muffled. I can't quite hear you. That might be my bad though.
No, I can't
Okay,
quite
so
hear you.
this-
That's much better.
Okay.
The
So
much
Roger Penwick, he won one of the Nobel Prizes for his mathematics and quantum physics.
Mm-hmm.
He's considered one of the smartest people in the world. Him and another guy went to work, and they called it the Hork-4 theory. And this was based on the double slit experiment, is where it started. Because when they went down and looked at it, it changed. And what they saw was somehow whatever they were observing was changing because it realized it was being observed. Okay, and this led to a whole slew of experiments, and it's based on your neuron. What do they call those? It's been too long. Anyway,
Is this the orchestrated object? I'm looking this up. Is this the orchestrated objective reduction? Penrose and Hameroff.
yes,
Okay,
exactly.
brilliant. Thank you.
Their conclusion at the end of all their experiments was it appears that we aren't thinking, that we're in a field that's actually doing everything, but we think we're thinking. Yes. And this would be the one mind, if you will, that's actually doing everything, but we're experiencing it from a unique, blinded perspective. So we think we're doing it and we think we're real. This is all hypothetical theory. And I'm not here to argue any of it.
Well, that's brilliant. But the issue I take with that is idealist, and I hate idealism. So I'm going to summarize your argument, and you're going to tell me if that's an accurate depiction, and then I'm going to try to break your argument down, and I'm going to try and explain the incoherence. Is that fair? Is that what we can do?
Well, let me share how I found it.
Oh no, I grant that it's probably quite a good and detailed thing, and I'm not judging you at all for believing in it. It says here that the claim is that consciousness arises from quantum computations inside microtubules and neurons. Would you agree with that?
Disagree.
Yes, yep, that allowed.
Team, if you're going to speak again, I'm going to mute you.
So the microtubules is what allows each one of our neurons to have like 1 million times more processing.
Oh no, I know what microtubules are. I know. I passed year 7. I passed year 7.
Well, the theory is that's what connects us into the field, and that's how it's whether it's working through us, controlling us, being our mind, whatever. That's our connection. Is this microtubules, and it's like I said, it's fascinating research because they found that the field was compensating before the event. It knew what was going to happen before it happened, and actually.
Okay, so there's actually no experimental. I'm looking through this now. There is no experimental data that has shown that quantum coherence in microtubules that could scale up to cognition. There is absolutely no evidence that just those microtubules could scale up to the amount of brainwave cognition.
It's all circumstantial. There's no.
So you think if they found it in microtubules, that means it could apply to the brain?
Excuse me?
You think that because the quantum coherence in microtubules could apply to the brain-wide cognition? Because you know how small microtubules are, right?
I know 25 years ago, I merged with a mind that seemed to be the mind of everything. It was really...
do you have a particular religion, by the way?
No.
Okay,
So what I'm seeing here, though, is that like the microtubules are just using quantum states to actually like help process things, not actually like quantum, like interacting with like the quantum field, and like that's like inherently what's gonna be like grounding.
This can literally be explained. By the way, this can be explained by like ordinary biochemical interactions without invoking quantum gravity at all. Like the theory hasn't made testable predictions. It hasn't been confirmed. This is like talking about like I don't know. This is about
It's back to that maybe thing. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's
that.
It's
a maybe, and I'm glad
this is a hypothesis.
But the problem here is that I don't like maybes. I like maybes with evidence. I don't like maybes without evidence. That's why I hate religion.
I think
you have a big maybe with no evidence.
I'll mute you.
Like I think
that's a contradiction.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting hypothesis to say that, but I just don't care about hypotheses as much when it comes to this stuff. Like until we have evidence.
This is a good this is an interesting hypothesis. Sorry, I have a this is an interesting hypothesis. But neuroscience explains many features of consciousness with, evidence using classical function imaging, like electrophysiology, like. That shit links consciousness to like
everything
circuits and brainstem arousal. Like this shit's mad. Like evidence of a quantum layer is needed at all.
I'm following you because you understand that everything is logical, right? Logic is the foundation for everything to work. Period. Right? But it doesn't explain the big question: where does logic come from?
Logic, I believe, is transcendental. It transcends all. It's always existed and always will exist.
Well. What we're observing, but the logic is what we put together. Again, going back to
logic is, I believe logic is, so without logic is only as necessary. Logic becomes like we can observe like without logic, communication would become incoherent, right? Without logic, so many things that we grant would not like be useful. And I grant that logic is only useful as much as it is necessary. If logic isn't necessary, it becomes unuseful. Because if there's exceptions to logic, it's not useful anymore. And from this, we can infer slightly, not very reliably, but slightly. If we ever imagined a universe without the inferences of logic that we make, the universe wouldn't make sense. And if the universe doesn't make sense, the universe isn't necessary. And that entails a lot of issues when you get further down the line into metaphysics.
Yeah, no, they go hand in hand. I completely agree with that. But here's one of my issues: is our logic is based off of a foundation. And so I question the foundation, and I'll tell you why. Because this is the way I put it. Okay, it's probably less qualified for you guys to know. They spent 20.
No worries at all. You don't need to be qualified to talk here.
They spent 20 years teaching me how to be a human. Okay, they taught me how to use words, how to think, what to think. The whole foundation that all of my reality stands on is based on something that was literally programmed in my head. I mean, I don't have a word of my own. I don't have a definition of my own. Okay, all this stuff is put in my head, and everything I'm perceiving and trying to work out through logic is based on this program that we call words and definitions.
I would agree with that.
Because if you manipulate the foundation, as long as it works in theory, if you manipulate the foundation, you can make it look like that's the way it is. And that's what, and well, we've seen this in history. Hell, the church were the masters, right, of doing that, manipulating reality to make it.
Tell me about it, dude. I'm a communist.
No, hey, if actually meant common, I think I'd like it. But
what, gibberish? You don't have to be here if you think it's gibberish. By the way, you can leave. Like, no one wants you to be here. So bye.
Oof.
we're discussing. In my idea, I'm a theologian. I do philosophy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, dude, that's my breakfast in the morning. Like,
We're trying to figure out what's real, and I find too many holes. I find too many complete contradictions in a lot of sciences. I've seen some things. I've seen a lot of things that science cannot explain. And not only
that doesn't make science unreliable, though, does it?
No.
It just means we don't have the.
Right.
There's a lot of questions that like mathematics can't.
It just means that
explain either.
our brains are completely fallible. Our brains are just a product of evolution. So of course they would evolve to naturally like want to fit our surroundings to mess better. For example, we see color, right? Because it benefits our brains to see color. If it didn't benefit our brains to see color, we wouldn't see color. We are a product of the world around us. And yes, in some senses, exactly, Juno, sorry. In this sense, right, it can definitely seem sometimes as like, as much as you study the brain, that yeah, like this shit seems like everyone's just trying to convince me that this is the way it is, but we're a product of our environment. But that doesn't mean that the things we can observe as humans isn't true. Like, just because our brain is fallible doesn't mean our brain isn't like capable of like being logical. Logic, I think, grounds a lot of the things that we do in life. But just because logic was programmed into us doesn't mean it wouldn't exist without the programming, is what I think I find the issue here. Do you deny that it...
No, I don't deny it at all. No, I actually, for the most part, I agree with you, actually.
Mm-hmm. See, this is what Heem disagrees, and this is why I hate Heem so much. Heem, go...
but here...
No, I'm sorry.
What if thought itself has no validity? I don't know if you can grasp it. I don't know if you can let go of logic.
What if thought itself has no validity?
What if there's no truth in thought? It's a concept I contemplate thoughts and ideas. But what if thought is just a made up perception that we're programmed to experience, and that's our reality? Because when we see a tree, because you guys mentioned tree earlier, there's a tree not there. The object is there. The colors that we're experiencing, because we need to understand color to survive, right? We see the pattern, the shape, and the color or texture.
See, the issue is here it's sort of a truth tracking.
Okay? But everything.
Let him finish.
Okay, I'll let you finish. My apologies.
Yeah, but everything we think about that tree was put in our minds as conditioning or education, whatever you want to call it, including all the science, including the name of the color, and that it's a living thing, not a dead thing. It's a fixed object, not a mobile. We've got all these ideas that we're put in our head, but all we're seeing is an object. I don't care if it's a tree or a rock. We're seeing an object with different textures and colors and patterns. That's all.
I see the issue that Gene had. When you you have like a first person priority when experiencing things. Like when you're like looking at a tree, whatever you call it is almost irrelevant to its existence. Like I could call a tree a swing form, and it doesn't change that what I'm seeing is that thing. The word tree is just describing what I'm seeing.
Yeah, we're just viewing.
Okay. Wait. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Sure.
What is the evidence that the tree exists independent of your perception of it?
Okay, brilliant. You're just spewing the same shit you did.
No, I kind of like it.
It's a big You said you don't like maybes without evidence.
Well, we've already brought up like phenomenal conservatism.
Yeah, we've already brought this up. We spoke about Luca. You denied Luca. I don't want to have this conversation again, Heem.
Luca was pre-sub.
Real quick,
it's not pre-sub science. Cannot be presupposition.
Evidence for the external world is going to be novel, testable predictions.
Yeah, I mean, can you just accept this once, Heem, that you're not knowledgeable?
Actually, no. Sorry, it's not. It's a category error. To say that science is creating consciousness is a category error.
No one said that. Him. No
You say it by saying that since Luca existed and human consciousness wasn't there, therefore there was no Luca. Do you agree with that?
I did not say that. See, this is the problem. You are not listening to what I'm saying, and then you're misrepresenting it as a result of not understanding what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay. Let me restate it.
Yeah, I would like to actually. Can you shut up so Joshua can finish? I much prefer Joshua's conversation.
Joshua, go
and
ahead.
I'm not gonna re-explain something to you that I already explained perfectly well because you weren't listening because you don't think the world can upload.
I know exactly what you meant.
Okay, so So we know how thoughts work a little bit, right? When we perceive something, we have all these ideas tied into them. Some from trauma, some there's all these different parts of our brain that fire when we look at something. So when we look at a tree, okay, we can call it whatever we want, but the idea and all the ideas that gets triggered from the programming, how much of the object are we seeing, and how much of the thoughts in our head are we
Dude, you
experiencing?
sound like me when I'm on acid.
Yeah, welcome to my life.
Like, we're like identical, by the way.
Well, let's just mark that as a seed, something to think about, because we do see everything through thought, and that's the perception, and that's how
We
perceive.
do, and I completely agree with that.
So imagine a 19-year-old kid one
That's
day
me.
waking up and becoming psychic, hearing
I could become
voices in
psychic.
his head, and being able to talk to non-physical entities. Then all of a sudden experiencing what they call demons and angels, and a whole different reality that most people didn't even know exists.
Do you believe in demons and angels?
I don't know what they are. I will tell you, when I was 19, I experienced what reality told me that's what they were. I don't know what
I did
they were.
too,
I'm
but
smart
then I
enough to
got put on schizophrenia meds and I got better.
Well, these guys were attacking me and my friends. So unless about 6 or 7 other people came down with schizophrenia at the same time I did, most of
No,
half of
it's
these
possible.
people
It's
didn't do
collective
anything.
psychosis is possible. Yeah.
Yeah, and every time
We
I met a
started
new
talking
friend,
about
they
YA fiction while I was washing the dishes.
so did my first and second wife, by the way, and so did one of my girlfriends.
There are a lot of things in the world that
So if you can explain to me a logical pattern of why people I've met for the last 35 years have been seeing and experiencing what I've been seeing and experiencing, then I'll listen. But
maybe
until we
because
have
you've
that,
been speaking to them about. No, it's okay. You're completely entitled to your own opinion.
I did not even believe in them. I had no care, or I was still recovering from my dad dying when I was 13. I could give a shit less about God or Satan, right? And this shit happened.
Can I ask a serious question?
And you can think,
Yeah. Let Astrid ask a question.
So, while this was happening, were there any 3-letter abbreviation substances involved?
For some of us, yes, but for some of us, no.
So,
Hey, do you
people
mind?
in groups
Hold on.
experience.
I'm gonna override everybody real quick. Hey F, do you mind if I go feed Danny and take him out real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I was just letting you know that I'm gonna be away for a minute.
Okay, no worries. We can
You
handle
can
this.
message me on Discord if you need me
I
for
will.
some reason. Okay, thanks. See you in
Thanks,
a
love.
minute.
Have fun.
So,
thanks for
as I
being
was
here.
saying, there's a phenomenon called group psychosis. So, an idea, if it's in a group, someone disseminates it, people can start seeing what that person is seeing. Like, if someone points to something like, that's a bear or something, then other people will start seeing a bear even if it's not a bear, for example.
Right, and
This
that
is
didn't
a-
happen with me.
This is a known psychological
That's not
phenomenon.
what happened.
Yeah, there was no.
No,
bet.
that's not. See, when I met my first wife, hold up, when I met my first wife, this thing appeared in the shower to her, and nobody even had mentioned it existed, and it literally appeared and disappeared right in front of her in the shower. She was a Christian. She never experienced demons or angels in her life. She never had any experiences like that, and it scared the
So-
living shit out of her.
So
the
she saw
only- the
something while
only-
she was alone. Sorry. So
The
she saw
only
something while she was
sign-
alone after you had talked to her about this? Or something
No,
similar?
before I had talked to her about that.
Really?
No,
Okay.
she-
Do you have any verification? Like, could she have been lying to you? Like,
No, because she
Like-
described exactly what I knew it was. Here,
okay.
look.
So this
Look.
we are
The
venturing into a very
The only logical explanation, other than them actually existing, is that I've been projecting it for the last 3 or 35 years. All right, that's the only logic because they didn't know about. Most of the people that experience these things didn't even know they existed. Didn't know I was even
It is
in this.
possible you were projecting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna admit that.
There's only 2 possibilities to come up with in 35 years.
I'm gonna deny that as a false dichotomy, just because there are maybe 2 options to your head and your brain and your mind, but you know, I could think about it more and come up with another one.
Because I've thought about it for 35 years, and nobody,
but, you know, some
nobody
people
knows
just
anybody that
some people's minds.
overthinks.
But why do you think no one came up with what Einstein came up with? Because he had that different level of intellect that other people didn't have. I will affirm that as a false dichotomy. I will grant completely that those are your 2 possibilities, but they're not the only 2.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not.
As long as we just
I know
establish
what I
that,
don't
think
know.
I just
Those are the only 2 I could come up with. But the whole point of me bringing that up, there was a single point to me bringing that up, and that was the fact when I was 19 years old, I got a pretty good glimpse of what people didn't know. I experienced a world that was more real than this one. All right, and scientists most scientists don't even know about it. But it's more real than this one. This world's just a world of magnetism. All right, everything here.
Camping trip once.
Magnetism is what creates time and space. Magnetism is what makes an atom an atom. Every molecule is every atom is dipolar.
I would, yeah. I mean, to be honest, like we can't disprove or prove anything you're saying right now. Like we don't have enough grounding to.
Well, we have some evidence though.
No, it does have evidence, of course, but just because that you know, until I get a gold foil experiment proving that, I'm not gonna affirm it. But I'm gonna say it's a possibility, but it's also not a possibility.
Well, considering an atom is 99.999, what are they up to now? How many nines? Quite a few. Empty space. What's holding that space other than magnetism?
I'm not. I mean,
Let's made a video recently, like debunking that.
Yeah.
What
Like, not to interrupt, I'm sorry, but like,
No, don't
it's
continue.
not
Like,
actually.
genuinely, I don't know enough about this to say.
If you got evidence that I'm wrong, I want to hear it. I'm not trying to be.
Go ahead.
Well, actually, I need to be right. Tell me I'm wrong.
Don't take this with a grain of salt. I'm kind of paraphrasing from a video I watched like a month ago, but it's so atoms and particles in general are waves. So it's only when they're interacted with that they form points.
Yeah, we learned
into
about
particles.
physics and maybe you're 11.
Yeah, so like, there is no empty space. It's all just one like field.
The way we understand an atom as by the terms empty space are unfortunately extremely simplified, so younger audiences can understand what we mean by that. I mean, you're not even told what quarks are until you're about 17, at least in the British education system, because of the words that you have to use are just very much
All different lingo, yep.
yeah, like we say empty space, it's not empty. There is like energy there, kind of, but it's empty in the sense that there is no like atomic part to it, but it's not empty in the sense that, you know, like the reason, for example, when the whole thing that identified the fact that there must have been empty space was the gold foil experiment, and you know the positive and negative energy, you know, of the fucking proton and the electron and whatever. But that is not arbitrary science, but it's not as educated as the scientific field is right now. And
The way I explain that is, well, for lack of a better word, ether. I mean, there's a lot of names for it, but there seems to be an energy field that is occupying all of space, but it's not physical. So that's why it's considered empty. It has something in it, but it's not physical. As far as physicality, it's empty. But but there is something in it. Does that jive?
The fields are physical.
Yeah,
and
there's
also ether was disproved in like what?
Yeah, there's the Morley. What is it?
Yeah.
So the magnetism I think you might be like referring to between electrons and
Electromagnetism?
protons. You are like completely correct. There is an electromagnetic force between electrons and protons, but that's not magnetism as we understand it. Like,
oh yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, there's the
Okay,
it's the Michelson Morley experiment. That's what it was.
Okay. Thank you.
I love smart people. Thank you.
No worries. Electrons spin and have orbital motions, which that creates what's called as a magnetic moment. A moment leads to properties of materials, for example, ferromagnetism in iron, and subatomic effects like structure splitting on the carbon. But these effects are secondary and not the glue of atoms. The moments are secondary; they're not primary, and the meaning that they're secondary, and because they're like, what's the word? Like they step. Magnetism is a massive part. Electromagnetism is a massive part of how, like the atomic model is observed, but it's a result and not a cause. Electrons are bound to nuclei by Coulomb forces, not by magnetism. They're electric. And protons and neutrons are bound by nuclear forces, not magnetism. Magnetism only plays a secondary role in the spinning of magnetic moments, and not in the basic structure of atoms. If that makes any sense at all, or let me know if that was just gibberish.
No, actually it does, and thank you, because one of
no
my
problem.
I look at things through all different types of lenses, and sometimes I wonder if electricity is actually a form of magnetism that they didn't put together in our physics, because they don't want us understanding magnetism, and I think it's
No, they don't want us understanding anything.
right, exactly. And magnetism is the last thing they're going to bring to the table in any university. Yet they teach us one state in preschool, and then they miss the other three states in magnetism. But if you look at electricity, electricity forms off of, well, usually magnets. That's the way we generate it.
May I?
But then you have
May I ask you to interject?
potentials, which
Electricity and magnetism are the same force. Electromagnetism is a fundamental force.
They're the same thing.
So if it's being held together by electricity or electrical force, then it's also
That is much
magnetism.
more plausible.
So then we can wrap all this together. That's what I get in my head. With a
But
little
then
bit
you
of-
are neglecting nuclear forces. I mean, where are nuclear forces coming from in that worldview?
So
Because remembering that the Coulomb forces and the nuclear forces, they're the first ones, and then magnetism is the second one. So how can they flip it around? How does that work?
Well, define nuclear force. I'm not quite sure I have.
So actually, you know what? Let me pull up my absolute favorite resource right now.
And I'm sorry for being ignorant. You guys probably
Juno.
can.
Fucking magnets. How do they work?
Okay, just because I don't want to accidentally say something wrong and then give you an incorrect. So
Bless you. Thank you.
So there are a few different types of nuclear forces, okay, and they are defined by their properties. So nuclear forces have a short range. They're strong. They're attractive and repulsive. They act similarly between, like I said, proton, neutron, and they're residual. So when we talk about, for example, electromagnetic, right? That to some people, magnets and electricity. The difference with obviously nuclear forces is not got like a name that you can reference to it. The issue is though, people develop perceptions of what electromagnetism is without actually knowing what it is. Because in essence, it should be described by its properties. It's the simple way to say it is it's the residual effects of the strong forces between quarks. This is described by quantum chromodynamics, which is QCD, which I definitely recommend you look into if you remember. Basically, quarks, which are inside protons and neutrons, are bound by strong interactions via gluons. And these are nuclear forces. The difference with magnetic stuff is it similarly should be defined by its forms, but because we associate it with magnets and we understand it more,
It's not that. Thank you, babe.
You're welcome. I found this on PBS. I'm like, this is probably going to be helpful. Just to break it down by the 4 fundamental forces.
Okay.
I'll see if I can find this.
So understand too. I take this with a grain of salt, and let me not to be disrespectful in any way.
Oh,
shape,
of course.
But I can't see it. Okay,
Yeah,
so
no, of course. We can't see. We can only.
I studied medicine for 10 years, right? And I learned one thing for a fact. Don't trust anything they say. They will give you absolute supposed science. And that shit-
They will. They definitely will. I grant that.
and I did the same thing. I'll give you an example. Okay, the electromagnetic field that supposedly separates pressure from vacuum and protects us from solar radiation. Okay, we can't reproduce that in the laboratory. I've never seen it. I've never witnessed it. You can't show me a video of it. And I'm like, man, wouldn't that be cool if you could like create this field that's so strong it can actually separate a vacuum from a pressure? How you could use that, but we don't have it. So I'm looking at it. I'm like, is that even real?
We can't.
Does that even actually exist? I don't know.
We can't.
Because
The difference is we have evidence for it.
Vacuums don't have pressure.
We can recreate. We should be able to recreate that in the lab at a smaller scale.
We can.
Do you
we
agree?
We do all the time.
We create a field like a force field.
It's not like a force field. It's just gravity. So
Sorry.
Okay. We're creating a barrier. I mean, I understand the electromagnetic shielding from the radiation. Okay, but we're also separating pressure from vacuum, are we not?
No, we're not. There's no actual like physical barrier there. It's just based off of gravity and that the fact that gases have mass.
That's some of the bullshit they fed me way back in school. So I got.
They simple it so much that it seems incoherent and it will be wrong. Like they tell you,
there's
incorrect things at school.
Yeah. So there's a mix between like simplification so that kids can understand it and like actually trying to like address what's actually going on, because it like when we're talking about gravity, it's like even our explanation right now is like kind of it's a little bit of it's the actual explanation for gravity deals with warping of space-time continuums, and like it gets really complicated really fast. So we talk about it as gravity because we can actually like understand it that way. Like more.
It's like the imaginary number in maths, right? We generated it to make other things easier to understand. That's like if you imagine high school as like an imaginary number.
Yes, it's all
pretty
made up.
much. It's completely useless. And in fact, when I was considering taking physics for an A, they essentially told you to stop, like, forget everything that you learnt because it's not true. And they simplified it too much. And this was a school telling me this. And I can completely grant that I definitely completely grant that there are things that that are oversimplified end up not making any sense.
Well, and that's it. Is you can make theories make sense as long as you can't contradict them, and it's like trying to disprove something. You know, I mean, you can disprove a theory, yes, but like trying to disprove God exists is impossible. I mean, completely.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, I'm ignorant in the sense that I deny the fact that God exists, because obviously everyone ideally should be agnostic because we don't know.
Well,
but
exactly.
The idea of a god is the idea of an omni-god is contradictory. The idea of an omni-god is problematic, and that's why there are so many atheists right now. Because the idea of God that's been generated by this society is problematic. It upholds oppression, and it's not realistic.
I thought it was the atheist. Christianity created atheists.
I mean, honestly, I would.
Sort of? Like,
yeah, I mean, Christianity is so shit.
If you're intelligent, you can't buy that shit.
Yeah, I hold that you cannot be knowledgeable on the subject, especially when it relates to religion, if you believe in a god, because even in such simple analysis, an omni-god completely falls down.
Well, to be clear, Christianity is quite young in terms of religions, so it's
Mormonism.
I don't blame them. I'm not blaming them for being so bad. I recognize they are bad.
It could be Mormonism, which is like says, oh well, these are religious texts that are
bring up
definitely
Mormonism,
absolutely
whatever.
not whatsoever not funerary texts, despite the fact that we know they're funerary texts. We have copies of it still. We know
You're not
the
talking
language
about the
now.
one true God, are you?
Yeah, so religion as a institute, I disagree with fundamentally. And by me saying I'm atheist, I'm more representing the fact that I don't think a mind controls the universe. I'm open to the fact of an energy form. I think an energy form could be possible. But the thing is, the difference between having a mind, an omnipotent, omniscient, omnibenevolent mind controlling the universe, that is objectively false in my mind. The
My
concept
headphones
of...
just glitched. Sorry if there was any weird noises.
No worries. I didn't hear anything. But when I say I'm atheist, I am more referencing, like, classical theism. Like, for example, I identified as Buddhist for the longest time ever. I'm not necessarily don't identify with it anymore. I identify more with the philosophy than, for example, like, other Buddhists. They can be pretty, yeah, they can be pretty, idealistic, and I disagree with that. But, like, when I say I'm atheist, it is based off the fact that I've not been yet presented with a convincing argument that God could exist. I am completely open to the fact to be convinced that there is a God, because I believe the idea is more comforting, and it's more, it's easier to believe.
I think the problem is a lot too is the definition of God, right? Because
I mean, the
this whole
definition of God I'm using
authoritarian-
is a mind, an omnipotent, an omni-God. The definition of is what classical theism uses. When I'm saying atheist, it's to classical theism. I respect Hindu, for example, like the Hindu faith, because they're not grounded in an afterlife teaching. When a religion becomes grounded in an afterlife teaching, it's very common that it turns manipulative, and a lot of the theories about their gods get warped, because if you believe in an afterlife, you believe the God controls who comes in and out of the afterlife. It becomes problematic.
It's just like Constantine banned reincarnation so people wouldn't think he had a second chance.
Damn.
Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I don't remember. I'm like everybody else. I forgot. If there was something to remember, I forgot.
Who's noticed me? Hi, Mike Love. I noticed you too.
But I've got this strange concept in my mind, and maybe you guys will break it apart if it doesn't fit.
Of course, go ahead.
And the whole theory. Let's go back. I want to go back to what they call the Big Bang.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I am gonna stop you right there. Before you say anything about this, what do you believe the Big Bang is?
I believe that's when magnetism was introduced to the no time space, and everything.
So you believe that before the Big Bang, no time. After Big Bang, time.
And my whole theory is premised on
Really?
that. Without
Fuck,
magnetism.
bro. Fuck. Okay.
Let me explain. It's a theory, right?
Mm-hmm.
I may be completely wrong. But the theory is based on basically space being created by magnetism, and of course that creates time. So before the magnetics appeared, there was no space and there was no time. It's a real simple concept. I know you can perceive it, but you probably got 100 ideas that contradict it, and I'd love to hear them.
I do. And I'm gonna kind of try not to refer to quantum mechanics too much, because I understand this is definitely more philosophical than scientific. However, okay, Juno. Okay, the 2025 Copenhagen Survey. The 2025 Copenhagen Survey on Black Holes and Fundamental Physics confirms the Big Bang as what we call a theory, that a universe evolved from a hot, dense state, which has absolutely nothing about there was an absolute beginning or singularity. This was found 66% out of like, I don't know how many they did, but I am sadly going to appeal to expertise here, not authority. They're very different. It's not a fallacy because they have an epistemic advantage, but I'm going to appeal to the expertise in the sense that the Big Bang, as advertised in like schools, was not the beginning of a time, was not the beginning, as I don't know if you were around when we were explained it earlier. However, the concept of so the concept of a space and time,
they are interdependent on each other.
Right.
And
I'll buy
you
that.
can't have space separate from time and time separate from space, which the other guy was having a bit of trouble comprehending. No, I don't blame him. But general relativity helps us ground that. And there's something else which helps us ground the fact that the beginning of a universe didn't exist. And that's what we call the Schrödinger equation. And
Now I'm understanding the last part of the earlier conversation. Thank you.
yeah.
By the way.
So I can easily explain it again if you'd like me to. But basically, the
Actually,
Schrödinger equation.
I understand where you're going with this, which will bring me back because I remember your last arguments, which is what you're explaining right now. Where did it come from to begin with? Or you're saying
The Schrödinger equation or space-time?
Space-time.
Space-time. So space-time always existed. Because using the Schrödinger equation, time here is measured using a derivative, and that derivative only works if time can be moved forwards or backwards indefinitely. Time is continuous in this sense. And if you can agree that time is inseparable from space and they're independent, if time goes forward and backwards infinitely, then space goes forward and backwards infinitely. I don't believe there was an event in which it was created. I believe there was a time in which it was a small, hot, dense space, but it expanded from that. It always existed, but I think it goes through infinite cycles of regress.
That's
I
what
think
the ancient philosophers say is that it always was.
I do hold that it always was, and I hold that the concepts like the Big Bang, which they like to advertise, they're not portrayed well enough. For example, I hold that the universe, space-time existed before, but people will say, "Oh, but then what was the Big Bang? What did it?" So you have to explain that it wasn't. It was expanding from a hot state, and they're like, "Oh, but why was it small in the first place?" Because it got smaller, and it got bigger, and it got smaller. And the thing is, when we get into these places, it's all inference. Because we can't really prove anything about the Big Bang. But the things that we can prove about the Big Bang is trusting these equations that people drop. You can't trust anything except that. Listen, I know, because when I first started looking into those, I was like, these are just some random guys. Like, we can't trust them because they could easily just be saying wrong things. But I agree with this. But the thing I have with when it's an equation is equations only work if they adhere to the laws of logic. And because of my views on the laws of logic, I can infer that these equations, that when I actually look at them and try and understand what they mean, which I grant is very difficult, especially since I only ever passed GCSE maths and physics, I didn't go any further. And for Americans, that's like, I don't know, 16 years old. I did not go much further than that, so it's difficult for me to try and understand these things.
Probably still better than most Americans, to be honest. Unfortunately,
given that these equations were developed by these people, I have a definite distrust for them. But the good thing about numbers,
you could make the logic work. You could make the mathematics work for something that wasn't real. I mean, it's not. Just because it works doesn't mean that's actually the way it's working.
No, I completely get that, because people have been wrong for so many times in history. But
and if mathematics improved there,
as mathematics evolves, right? We have a lot more people working on the same things at the same time, and we have a lot of people that are constantly trying to disprove things that we affirm. For example, the issue with maths back in the day, you had someone that proposed something. A few people were like, "Okay, let's try and disprove it." They couldn't disprove it, and then it was then worshipped as some perfect thing. But now we have so much people in the field that we have so many people trying to test it and see if it's wrong. We have so much more advanced technology that we can try and see and grant things. And well, I mean, not as of recently, but we had a lot more funding for these things to ensure that they were fact. And the thing is, I don't think it's sensible to not believe in something because it could be disproven, because everything could be disproven. But in this moment, there's no better answer.
This answer is the one that's been disproven reliably the least amount of times. If the way I see it is, if it hasn't been disproven yet, it's easier to believe, and it's more logical to believe. If you're going to believe something that, first of all, no one's come up with yet, brilliant. I would question why none of the big minds have come up with it yet. And I would also question why, you know, I think I'm just kind of going on a tangent and saying the same things. I'll shut up. But, you know.
I'm kind of anti-belief. Okay, and let me explain that.
Okay, no, that's that. I was an anarchist in my early teens. I didn't trust anything or anyone.
I have a lot of theories, but I know what I don't know, and so I don't do. To me, belief is pretending you know when you really don't. Right? And I consider belief in truth to be almost oxymorons or polar opposites, because believing in God is like believing in Santa Claus. I mean, that's the way it's owning it, right?
I completely affirm that.
and just like Jesus, did Jesus exist? I don't know. I wasn't there. Right?
Jesus existed. We have evidence that Jesus existed as a person, but we have no evidence that he was, you know, divine in any sense of the word.
Well, in that
there was probably a man called Jesus who pretended he was God, but
But legally, it's still considered hearsay because you didn't witness him yourself. You're getting third party.
We have evidence that kind of affirms it. I was skeptical at first, but I've just sort of let other people that have more knowledge on that subject than me guide my opinion, which is why when I'm appealing to these equations, I appeal to someone that has more epistemic grounding than I do. And I used to hold so much distrust for those people, but I realized, you know, not to be like life short, but life is short. And
well, that's what I mean by I don't do belief.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know for a fact he existed because I didn't witness him.
Okay, so you need something to be shown to you for you to believe it.
In other words, for it to be legal in a court of law.
That's fair, but I don't really like the law system.
No. But truth is what you experienced. Okay, so even if what I'm experiencing I don't understand, what I tell you is, if I'm being honest, is the truth about what I perceived I experienced, right? And so if you're a witness, if you do the experiment or you're privy to see the experiment, then you can say you know that happened. All right. Other than that, it's based on trust or faith. So,
I don't like the word faith because it implies that you don't have evidence. And we do have a lot of evidence for things.
Well, you got to have, okay. Just like faith that guy at the casino is not using a magnet under the table. We don't know. We don't know. It's like we see a video of the evidence, right? We don't know if that is true or not. As a matter of fact, with AI, we don't know any of it anymore. It's really getting bad. But the point is you have to put, and I like the word, the reason I like the word faith is because I use it correctly. The church mixed belief and faith, and they're two different words. Faith is trust. Belief is Santa Claus. And yeah, when you trust somebody, you tend to believe them, but they're two different things. Okay.
I would get those. I would flip those around. I generally think that faith is like something that you believe based off of without like solid evidence, and beliefs are like you can have evidence for beliefs. I mean, I guess you could have like a faith-based belief.
I'm saying faith is trust. If I have faith in you, that means I have trust in you. If I believe in you, that can be taken that way. But
I think it's pointless to argue over semantics, to be honest, at the end of the day.
I just need to know what you mean by both.
I mean,
of those,
Stoke, what do you think about what's been said so far? I've been doing most of the talking, so... Input, please, babe, before I lose my voice.
Yep.
It's been a lot. There's been a lot being talked about. I think a lot of it is, like, I generally agree with the idea that we need to be, like, looking at things and questioning them before we just accept them blindly. But I generally think that there's good reasons to believe that people are going to try to do the, like, let's say, like, especially with things like physicists and peer-reviewed journals, there's good incentive to try to question the narrative or like what is generally accepted. That's when you get things like Nobel Prizes and stuff, is when you make a huge breakthrough in these things. So I think that there's good like enforcement mechanisms that naturally will kind of like oppose like the general consensus because there's incentives for people to do otherwise.
Maybe, because I mean, we got to admit, BlackRock owns every damn thing. They can influence anything they want. So,
well, yes, but like at the end of the day, though, too, like there's still people learning about physics and stuff. But the incentive is not to just go with the crowd to some degree. It's to find new things. It's to be find the revolutionary idea that changes like that. Like if somebody would find that, like would be able to figure out like quantum gravity, like that theorem would be incredibly, like they would be a Nobel Prize winner. They would get probably millions upon millions from just finding it. I think there's probably more than just Nobel.
Unless government technology and their programs are based on such sciences that they might not want the people to know about. So we have all these influence factors. That's the problem. Is there's so many ways that can come in and manipulate that.
Well, even like
because let's face it, the person that discovers gravity, as soon as they did, the government would grab them, and they'd never get a Nobel Prize. I'm just saying.
There's some interesting things about that. Like even like the Manhattan Project was based off of like, for the most part, the information was public beforehand. There was definitely a part where I think they did close off like information regarding like deep, like the best understanding of like how like atoms can split and that kind of stuff. But beyond
A good example of this now would be cancer research, which is being hidden off. And I agree that that's not right and they shouldn't be doing that. But just as an example of what he's talking about, for example, cancer research.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I would agree that stuff could exist in some regards. And I think there's some gatekeeping in terms of like, I mean, definitely people want to make money off of it too. So, like, the information could be out there, but people can't do it because they have like a patent on it. So.
Yeah, like I told a friend of mine, next time you get a dog that's got dementia, I would love to treat and see if I can reverse that. And they're like, "Oh my God, if you could do that, you'd make millions and you'd be so famous." And I'm like, "No, they'd kill me." That's why I'm doing it on a dog. Thank you. You know, they're not going to let me cost them billions of dollars.
And part of the problem too is that it might be possible, but there just could be a patent for it. Already. And that it's just they just want to rake in as much money as possible, so it's gonna like hinder actual like progression in society because of that. Like
that's why
the medicine I take, what's called Vyvanse. It for up until I think like a year or two ago, it was patented, so nobody could actually like make the medicine. It's literally just Adderall that's meant to like release over time. But it would cost substantially more just because of the fact that there's a patent on it. But now that the patent's expired, generic is available and it's substantially cheaper.
Oh, it's like my dog had valley fever. And the guy's like, but the prescription costs $1,500. And I looked at him funny. He goes, "It used to be $30, but now only one company owns it."
Yeah, this is just what late stage capitalism looks like, and it's pretty dystopian.
Can I get it, please? It's late stage capitalism, and I encourage you to read Lenin if you want to learn more about that. The late stage of capitalism.
I know where you're going with that. Oh yeah.
just to put my 2p's worth in.
Yeah, I figured you'd like that one.
I'm like a dog. It's like as soon as you bring up anti-capitalism, I'm talking.
Leninism. Come here.
Heavy pulled of
Danny just looked at me with the weirdest look. He's like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
But yeah, I understand people have a lot of reasons to distrust authority, but not to appeal to expertise again. But I know this doctor called Dr. Blitz, right? He's brilliant. Okay, I don't know him personally, but I know him by proxy. And he worked alongside this other creator whose name's allegedly Ian. And I hold that this doctor would have absolutely no reason to lie to anyone or to conceal things from anyone. Absolutely, at all. He's very genuine, he's very kind, but he doesn't like bullshit. And I don't think that someone that doesn't like bullshit would try to and intend to
deceive anyone using what he learns. I'm
No, I
bootleg with
like
we're bootleg
that.
for doctors. Maybe.
But
But
there's
I hold that, you know, I will trust someone if I like, I can easily distrust institutions. That doesn't mean I distrust the people working in that institution. Stethoscope liquor. Wow, okay, well that's awfully sexual.
No gooning.
But-
Bans. No.
No gooning, Juno. But if these equations were inherently wrong, and if these equations were like someone was trying to hide someone from us, someone with such intelligence like Dr. Blitz, first of all would have realized that, and second of all would have cut the shit and told someone about it. First of all, not mainly as a monetary incentive, but there are kind people that wouldn't want people to be deceived in the industry. And I think that there are a lot of kind people in the industry. And I think that these kind people in the industry kind of juxtapose the fact that the industry could be lying. I completely understand. Like, I'm not saying this now. I love industries. I am like, I've repeatedly said this, and I hope I can say it again without getting banned. But I you know, I'm a communist, right? I hate that shit. But I think things that are as logical as you know, a scientific industry, the difference between a scientific industry and say an art industry.
Oh no.
But I've got this strange concept in my mind, and
Go on.
why am I hearing myself?
Oh, that was my bad. I accidentally turned on my Twitch stream.
Yeah, I was about to say, what fucking girl are you talking to?
No, that was just I clipped it earlier, and I'll share it with you later. Yeah, but
okay.
Only my clips are unmuted, so like, yeah, I accidentally. Okay.
Yeah, he's streaming on another platform as well.
No, but you know, look at our government. They've weeded out all the big guys. That's my perspective of it.
Okay, you are slightly muffled again. Don't know if that's just me.
Okay, no, I'm back. So, like
Perfect.
the government, for example, all right, in order to even get elected, you have to be one of them.
Oh, buddy, no, completely. I know where this is
And
going.
this guy would not
And I agree.
want to be in there anyway. But the few that would try to go in there to get change would be stopped. And that's my joke. People are like, would you trust this guy? And I'm like, is he still standing? Then don't trust him. Because they won't let anybody in that's not working for them.
I agree.
And it looks like a lot of the scientific, the religious, any of these organizations.
Oh, I would not group scientific and religious communities together. They're
No,
completely
but the organization part of it, once you can, there's many ways to get control. And if Project Mockingbird, I've been following that since the 90s.
Am I muted? No, Astrid, you're not here. You left. I can invite you back up, but you're not like here anymore on my screen.
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, I invited you. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, you've been invited. You left, like, and I didn't want to ask because you left, and I got sad, but I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, government. Yeah, I'm gonna emulate what Juno said. The government isn't science either. It uses science and other people to win, but that doesn't discredit science.
But just like
Trying to talk for the last 20 minutes like a moron.
No,
Oh, no.
back. Please say everything you wanted to say now.
I don't even remember now. So I was gonna say that I think most of the problem with what you're saying is that it's kind of assuming that everything's like it's conspiratorial thinking, which is like a fallacy in itself, but also the valid points you're making. Well, because if you have some group of elites in the wings
Donut.
controlling everything, there's nothing you
like
can
the Bilderberg group
isn't.
Federal Reserve.
Well, sure, but like that is a problem
That's a
of
conspiracy.
capitalism. Like destroy capitalism.
Yeah, fuck
Globalize
capitalism,
everything,
dude. I'm the
then
biggest advocate for this in the entire
Everything
world.
is
Science
all those
will
problems are
exist
fixed.
without capitalism. Okay,
Hold
I
on.
will make
Yeah.
sure of it.
We must destroy capitalism, comrades.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. But like
I think we need to get rid of money, but that's my.
I also
That is
stateless
capital-
class
that is
is moneyless
communism.
society, brother. I'm telling you.
Capitalism is bullshit.
It is evil and it's ruining science because people
It's
have bad
analysis.
opinions of science. People have bad opinions of people. People are bad because of capitalism.
People ask me about guns, right? How do I feel about guns? And I said, I think everyone should own one. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, without that, you can't have peace. So as long as
I mean,
the
I think for the
queers.
revolution to be necessary,
well, as long
AI
as
will
one
render.
person
Yeah.
has a gun. Oh, AI is.
Can we agree on something? Damn, fuck. I need to rethink
But
my
the-
thoughts.
Like the rabid gun sucking of the states is just unhinged. But like,
The gun sucking is bad. I think.
yeah,
I think to ban guns is an issue, but to allow guns for everyone also has issues as well.
which is
Is
but
fun.
like clearly the idea of the Second Amendment has not worked since you guys are in a state of full-on fascist autocracy and nobody's done anything about it. But
We had some people that tried,
Used to be
but...
oh, I heard about. Yeah, they tried to kill some ICE agents. Fuck yeah. I mean,
I'm in the UK,
I was
so I
talking
don't know
about
anything you're talking
the
about.
president, but I'm gonna be quiet.
oh, that was totally a fake.
No, I don't think so.
Dude, I thought he died, and I was so excited.
I know,
It's
right?
like 3 days,
was like,
no public
don't edge me.
appearances.
So a friend
I
of mine
was,
got stuck. They had one of the coups, and he said, "You know what, America?" I said, "What?" He says, "We haven't had a civil war in over 100 years." I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "Well, in Sierra Leone, every time they have a civil war, which is about every 5 or 6 years,
No war but a class war.
they shoot all the assholes, and therefore all the
No.
Cool.
All Africa, every like destabilized African country has been destabilized by the U.S. imperialist.
Oh, I know.
structure.
Upvote. Insane upvote. Like
Yep.
the biggest
So-
upvote ever.
No, we control
Yes.
everything, man. To think the CIA is not controlling our media and our
Oh, the CIA is. The CIA is spreading misinformation about communism as well. But I'm not going to get into that because the live will probably get taken down because we're right.
Free Palestine.
But isn't
Free
TikTok
Free
like
Sudan,
from,
free Congo.
isn't TikTok a Chinese
You guys yes, we're
company,
anti-Israel.
and I mean, yeah, we're not like anti-Israelite. Like the people
I
there
am
are fine.
anti-Israel. Stowe isn't
Yeah,
educated
I'm
enough.
people. I'm
No, no,
anti
no, like the people who live in
Israel
Two-state
Israel are
solution is bullshit. Just saying.
Yeah.
So what I was gonna say is that like the
Babe, we already got into an argument about this. I don't want to get into another one.
no, you'll agree with me on this. The people who live in Israel, they haven't done anything wrong. It's the government that's the problem. that wants
60%
it.
of them think rape doesn't exist.
Oh really? Oh, that's awful.
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
No, there's
Yeah,
been several
60% of the
surveys
soldiers
of
right now
Israelis.
don't believe rape exists. Grape.
I haven't actually
No, it's-
gotten any like my TikTok thing has been fine regardless of what we've said.
Okay, brilliant.
I
Yeah,
think
is
that-
not real. Israel is not real.
Isn't the question Torah or Talmud? Isn't that the real question? Which one is it? The Torah or the Talmud?
No, Israel has nothing to do with Judaism. Just forget
Yeah,
that.
no, it's
But-
a lot of people are disguising it as anti-Semitism.
Jewish. There's another one. They turned it into a religion, and now they're trying to turn it into a genetic.
Let's not do that.
Yeah, I don't think Judaism as a religion, is valid. I disagree with what they're saying. That doesn't make me anti-Semitic. Someone is making noise. Yeah, who is sanding? Babe,
Oh,
shut
sorry.
up. Babe, seriously.
I'm making scalloped potatoes. I was grinding.
Oh, no worries. I thought it was Stowe.
I love Semites. I think we should help them. Never
I
mind.
don't think this is a problem of religion, and I think a lot of people are being just for the sake of anti-Semitism. I think that the people that blame Jews on everything are the most immature people in the entire world, and I will absolutely batter them in a fight. Because there is nothing wrong with Jewish people. There is nothing wrong with people who are ethnically Jewish, who are religiously Jewish. There is nothing wrong with them. I think
What
the
is
problem
Jewish?
with Israel, if they have been continuously erasing Palestinian culture. I mean, if you look at you look at the names of the places in Israel what they were in Palestine, what they were like 50 years ago compared to now. it is neocolonialism. What they're doing is neocolonialism, and it is yeah, exactly. Their
It's
beliefs
historical
are wrong.
erasure.
Their beliefs are wrong. The existence is not wrong.
It seems
I
to be
think
all Rothschild.
turning a class and like inequality issue into a religion issue is completely out of place. Corn.
Well, it's just like using the victim card. I mean, come on. That part.
I think some elites are trying to. There have been people that have been referencing the Holocaust to try and evoke sympathy.
Well, what about the word
And I
Semite?
disagree with them invoking the Holocaust and trying to invoke sympathy. I think that's wrong.
Aren't the Palestinian Semites too?
They are not anti. No, there is. They are.
Semite
If they are
isn't-
anti-Semitic, they are
No, Semitic. They're from the Middle East. They're from that. Makes them Semitic, correct?
If I can say, as like someone who studies linguistics, and Semitic as a name for a language group, it's an archaic word for people groups that is like a bit offensive. It's kind of founded in like Western imperialism, so it's not good to use.
I'm clicking my fingers if the mic doesn't pick it up. Clock it. Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
suggest actually, Joshua, read any book by Fanon. It will definitely help you get like an eye on this. If you like reading, I know people don't. But turning the Palestine-Israel issue into something based off faith, I think, is ignorant. Because
It's 100% a Western imperial.
yeah, it is like we are witnessing the results of capitalism in front of our eyes, and the capitalists, of course, are jumping to blame it on something else. I mean, it's about
I
money.
just assume
Exactly. I don't think people realize how much money people are fucking getting right now because of this genocide, penocide. That works, right? Penocide. Yeah, I think it does. I don't think that means anything bad. Yeah, the amount of money that's being generated because of this right now is absolutely insane. People don't realize it, like, at all.
Well, I just think anti-Semite is like the word conspiracy theory. It's a way to shut somebody down. When in fact conspiracies definitely exist, and
I
I'm sure
disagree.
Semites do too, right?
Some
And
people are legitimately anti-Semitic.
what's that?
Yeah, like,
And-
did we forget the Holocaust and like eugenics? Like, there's a guy called Mittler, right?
It's the conflating
'Cause
Zionism
the term's
and
napping.
Israel with
Oh, where'd you go?
Semitism.
W mustache man. Okay, Heem, you're getting muted for that. Okay, no, thank you.
Or where'd I go?
Christ.
Yeah. I think someone must have gotten to it before me because it disappeared.
I got
but
it
yeah,
before
no, that.
you.
Thank you. Don't
Did I
ever
lose
say
you
that
guys?
in
What
my
happened?
presence ever again. I will. I don't care that I'm only 19 and I will beat you the fuck up. Okay. Don't ever say that ever again. Thank you.
What does that mean?
You're saying W. the
W
Austrian
mustache
painter.
man. W Bitler. Fuck me. This is insane.
No.
Yeah, no, I don't know the term snapping. I struggle with that. Do you know, actually? I'm really bad. But yeah, no, thank you, Heem. If you're still here, no, thank you. Let's not do that. Yeah, clock it. Okay, anyway, back to the wow. We strayed so far from topic. Fuck. The original thing, right? Is I don't trust the institutions that these things reside in, but I completely recognize that these equations that are getting fed to us, I can't find any grounding in which I could prove them false, because it's not at this point it doesn't become an institutional issue; it becomes an issue of logic, and I find. And, until someone disproves it, until someone with much more epistemic grounding and much more knowledge than me can disprove that, yeah,
Well, remember
I will just believe it.
Remember my earlier comment about being exposed to an entirely different world. Now, maybe that's not true. Right? Maybe I just state of psychosis. So let me ask you. when I was in Scottsdale, Arizona, I saw.
I
this,
don't know what that. By the way, these places you're mentioning, no,
Okay.
I don't
It's
know.
north of
I don't know what any.
Phoenix.
You probably heard of
You don't know
Phoenix,
where that is, yeah. I know where Scottsdale is. My family
I
used to
remember,
live
guys. I'm British, so I have no idea. I know what Arizona is. I don't know what significance that place holds.
there. It's just hot and awful. That's what
Okay,
it's
I
like.
see.
Phoenix Metro has a population of about 6 to 8 million people.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's a huge area.
So I'm doing
What's the
Uber.
population of England? Fucking
35 million?
I don't know.
yeah. Like, Scottsdale is made of.
So I'm watching this missile streak. You ever seen the tail of a missile and how it lights up in the sunset with all the beautiful colors?
Maglov, I talk to too many Americans that don't understand the beef to say that I'm Scottish instead of British, because they don't understand that a British is an identity thing and not a country thing. They don't
I
get it.
understand that.
Yeah, I know you do because you have common sense, but a lot of people don't. So I just
I'm a common sense American. Wow.
to anyone in the UK, I say I'm Scottish, and because they know that being British is an identity, not a place thing. But Americans, I don't expect them to know that stuff.
Correction.
Fuck the English too.
2023,
Dude, tell me about it. Get them out of it.
57.7 million people live in England.
Who is Scottish? I am Scottish, Dusty. And hello, Dusty.
When she
Nice
gets
to
really
see you.
mad, it starts coming out, and it's really cute. But she hates me for saying that.
Yeah, no. When I swear, I get really angry.
Gay.
Yeah.
But I saw something over Phoenix I cannot explain.
Including Dusty.
And I'm pretty sure at least 3 or 4 million other people saw it too.
Okay, sorry, I wasn't listening. Could you? Yeah, no, I had to learn how to cover up my accent. I promise I could sound more Scottish if I wanted to, but I'm not going to grease you with that.
Oh, I love it. Damn, I thought the British accent was...
Anyway, Joshua, I had no idea what you were saying.
Well, no,
I was not listening.
I experienced something that completely defies science. And later I actually found
What did you
a video of it online.
Hakeem, you are muted for a reason. You were showing support of the mustache man, and I don't really want to bring you up here after you said that. Even if it was a joke, it shouldn't be said. Okay, so let's not request to join right now. Okay. Okay, Joshua, continue.
I saw
So
a rocket.
you saw something that contrasted the laws of physics. What was it?
I saw a rocket hit water up in the air.
Did you?
It looked like a speedboat. I didn't know what I was seeing at the time. I didn't. I'm like, what the hell is that? Is that plasma? I'm trying to wrap around it because, and there's
What shape
something
is the
weird
Earth?
happening behind it.
Oh my God! Yeah, what shape is the Earth?
Oh no.
I have no idea. No.
We had
All
so
the
much hope
magnetism
in
stuff
you.
makes sense now.
Don't know.
It makes sense now.
You don't know
How do you know? Did somebody told you?
because we can. Oh.
You can measure it.
Okay.
I've done the experiment in
okay,
like third grade.
Yeah.
Talking about
Okay, so there's this creator. He does these live sometimes, and they are cool. They basically what he does. They're called Ask a Physicist. Okay, and I encourage you, if you ever see him live, his name is Dr. Blitz, to go up and request to join and talk to him about the Earth being flat. And I promise, better than any of us could do, he will help you understand the reasoning, which
Well, you
people
guys
give
are
to the
much
Earth.
smarter than I am. Can you tell me why a sniper aims 4 inches low on a 1 mile shot and is compensating for the bullet drop?
I know nothing about guns, so this won't make sense to me.
But no, if you understood the science, you would understand the question.
Oh, are you talking about like the Coriolis effect?
No, I don't know how guns work fundamentally. I know that you push a button and a bullet comes out.
The point of it is what you're looking at a mile away is actually lower than where you're seeing it. Do you understand? There's any science that supports that?
Mm-hmm. That's how we observe. Yeah, I mean, if you remember, our eyes are fallible, right? No gooning.
Hold on.
It's
Hold on. I got
fallible,
this.
but basically what you're seeing in
Oh,
front
do
of
you
you...
know? Yes. So please, keep please. We were having a conversation the other day. Me and
Why would
Stoke.
I look at something and not be where I see it?
I think Stowe has a good answer. I think he's just grounding his knowledge.
I'm pulling up an image actually.
This, yeah. I think I know what he's doing.
Do you know what image I'm thinking of?
I think you've shown me this one before.
Yeah, I have. Can I save this image? Okay, cool, I can. Give me a second. Now I gotta go over to live. News source. Come on, TikTok thingy. Image add.
You've got
the file. No.
Okay, so first of all, we have many reasons to believe that the Earth is round, and this is one of them.
This is the lake. This is Lake Pontchartrain Causeway. It's 25 miles long. It's directly straight, and that bridge is curved. Very clearly curved. But if you go along the top of it, it is identically the same height across the entire length.
What's the name of that bridge?
It's in Louisiana. It's called the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway.
Type it in the chat.
Yeah, it's a bit of a word. It's one of the longest straight pieces of road.
Do you know one of my old boyfriends had a GPS in his car and we fucked that once? Does that mean you recorded that? Do you know? Fuck. There it is, Lake Pont. Wow, fuck! I don't blame you for not being able to pronounce that.
Pontchartrain.
Pontchartrain.
Why did you turn it?
Wait! Just say it as French. Pontchartrain.
Is it supposed to be French?
I mean, in Louisiana, so I assume.
Yeah.
It looks French.
Okay.
Fun fact about it.
Whatever. Literally, the horizon is proof that the Earth is round. Yeah. So
Hold
Joshua,
The horizon doesn't work. That can be disproven real instant.
So you don't know what shape the Earth is, right?
How would I know what shape the Earth is?
This image right here might help, but I'm also there are a few scientific concepts.
The Earth is round. Okay. I'm stuck. To me, that's circumstantial. That's a curved bridge. That proves we have a curved bridge. I can't see the height of the water. I don't know how far, what the difference is on each end.
Okay, there's a very simple experiment you can do. It was done 5,000 years ago. Measure the shadow at noon, and then the shadow somewhere else, and they will be different. Get your friend to put a stake in
the shadow. One.
I mean, do you not trust NASA? Do you not trust them? Do you not trust satellites?
This is older than NASA.
Hold up. Your experiment means that either the sun moved or the ground that you were standing on moved. It doesn't prove that both of them moved.
No. Buddy.
It proves that the Earth's surface is curved, because if you measure something at noon in one spot, it is... Sorry, it's not at noon. If you measure the shadow that's cast by a stake in one spot, and then have someone at the same time measure another stake's shadow, it'll be different, because the Earth's surface is curved.
I just remembered also, a lunar eclipse. During a lunar eclipse, the Earth casts a circular shadow over the moon.
Yes, and that's a problem.
Yeah, it's a massive problem.
It means that the Earth is round.
No. That's a... When you take a round ball or when you take a round shadow and cast it over a round ball, that's not what it looks like. A round ball.
Do you need another evidence? Do you need a different? Okay, that was a bad example.
Listen to me. The shadow of a round ball on a flat surface is what we're seeing with the moon. Now,
do you think the moon is flat? You think the moon is flat?
No. Hey. No, back up here. I don't think it's flat. The side that's facing us is most definitely flat. Light proves that.
Dude, it's a circle. The moon is definitely like. Do you not think the moon is flat?
Put a shadow on a ball. You see what I'm saying? And if you knew,
okay, so I understand people that don't think the Earth is round. Fair enough. Do you think the moon is not round?
Requires a bright spot in the middle to look round, but the moon doesn't have it.
Buddy, okay. Should we do some easy maths right now? Ships. Do you grant that ships disappear over the horizon? Yeah. If you look at a ship, eventually it will disappear because you can't see it anymore.
Infinity point explain that. Yeah, I know, but you take a telescope and all of a sudden you see the
Oh
bottom
no,
of
I know. I'm not. This isn't the only thing I'm gonna say.
Okay.
This is consistent with a curved surface. Okay.
consistent with
Geometry.
the infinity point too.
Okay. For the sphere of the radius r, the distance to the horizon of d for an observer with the height h is d is equal to, the square root of 2rh. Okay. On a flat Earth, the whole would remain visible indefinitely.
Nope.
Yes. Scientifically, yes.
Scientifically, according to every pilot in the world, they report their visibility because particles in the air block sight. You typically can never see over 100 miles, clear as day.
Okay, fine. The Earth could be flat.
Flying gyroscopes,
No,
then?
what about the moon? How are you
So
going
look
to
at
deny
this.
the moon is round? How are you
Because the
denying?
moon is round to our, but it's not a ball.
It is.
Have
a
you
ball.
not?
well,
The image I
Okay,
have
do you
up-
think
It's
the
an
moon landing?
oblate
Was,
spheroid.
do you think the moon landing was fake?
Guys,
Two reasons of evidence. The two pieces of evidence that say the moon is flat, the side that's facing us, is the fact that it's not brighter in the middle. There's only one little part of it that even edges off. So that means
Wait, you think the moon is flat?
Yeah.
Yes. Are you just not kidding?
What?
According to what I'm talking about, the
Dude.
I don't think there's any sense in
off of the moon is
humoring this.
equal all the way across.
Do you guys see
That
this
wouldn't
image I
happen
have
if it
up
was
right
round.
now? This is very clear evidence that
No,
not
see
only
what he's saying is he thinks that it's like imagine if you cut. He's saying imagine if you cut a sphere in half. The flat side is facing us. That's what he's saying.
but this is still a ball. That this
No, I know.
perfectly demonstrates
No, I know.
how the moon.
Like, can you-
works.
Take a ball and take a picture of it so the flash hits the ball and watch the bright spot in the middle.
Yeah,
Dude,
but
look at the shadow. Look at the shadow.
look at the shadow of the ball, and then look at the shadow of the moon. This is very
Looking
easily
at a full-
perceivable.
Sorry, let me quiet down a bit.
You guys understand what I'm saying?
No.
Balls are brighter in the center because you have a more direct reflection in the center. As you go around the edge, of the
We're
ball, it
talking
reflects
about
out
the
into the-
moon.
Yeah, the moon.
The big one.
MOON spells moon. Yeah, the thing that has no bright spot in the middle, and round objects have bright spots in the middle.
Seriously that's your argument?
It's luminescence. It's just light
You thi-
reflected. No, that's not the only argument. The other
Okay, give me
argument is
another one
put
that's
a
better.
round shadow on a ball and watch what the reflection does. It's different than what we're seeing.
A round saddle on a ball.
When the Earth eclipses the moon, it should condense and then elongate as it goes
What's a
across
saddle?
the center.
I think he's saying shadow.
Huh?
Shadow.
Shadow.
Fuck my life. Okay, shadow. Right.
The shadow.
Wait,
is
put
what
a
proves-
shadow on a ball? You can't put a shadow on anything.
You put a shadow on the moon, it's called an eclipse. And you guys are saying it's a ball. And I'm telling you, the
yeah,
shadow
okay.
would work
My
different.
mistake.
The shadow works
I'm
completely
gonna try
different on the
my
ball.
girl voice here.
Perfect.
So
Do
there was
the
an experiment in 230 BCE that the Greek scholar Aristophanes. No, not Aristotle. Let's see. Eratosthenes.
There we go.
One sec.
We have Serpa.
So he measured the angle of the sun at Cyrene in Egypt and Alexandria in Egypt, and they were different angles. That proves that the Earth is round because it was different angles at different locations on Earth. They were miles apart.
That could easily be done if the flat earthers were right and the sun was
No,
right.
it couldn't. The calculations would just be wrong.
Okay, Joshua, what do you think about gravity, right? Because a roughly spherical Earth
Why
ensures...
don't we just pull up TFE? TFE is pretty just destructive of the possibility. So
Good
TFE
idea,
is
but I
called the
wanna know
final
what
experiment. Oh, okay, you can go ahead. Oh,
I see buoyancy, by the way. I don't see gravity.
You
I have
don't
no
see.
need-
This is
I
what
see
he was
buoyancy.
saying
why do you
earlier.
not?
'Cause
So
someone-
why do you
I
not
see
bounce
helium
around?
going up and lead going down. Things go up and down. It's all about their weight. I don't know
What's
what
the equation for buoyancy, by the way?
What do you think gravity means? What do you think gravity?
Yeah, because we had buoyancy before we had gravity, and buoyancy explains it, doesn't it?
Why does buoyancy
Does an apple
not...
float in the water, or does it sink?
I'm
Why do you
close
think
to ending
fall-
this conversation.
Why do you things fall in a vacuum chamber? It's not buoyancy.
Buoyancy.
No, because there's no buoyant force.
Dude, if Dr. West was here, bro, I
Does helium float in the vacuum chamber? I don't know.
No.
aliens.
Does
No.
helium float in a vacuum?
Well, it's going to like, it's gonna. So if you had a chamber,
I don't know.
it doesn't.
You
Really,
guys have. That's
Helium
why
floats
I
because it's lighter than air.
yeah, so it floats
Lighter,
lighter, lighter
yeah,
than
boy,
air, but
That's why a boat floats unless it's full of water, then it sinks, and we call one
But-
gravity and the other one buoyancy. But it's both buoyancy.
the problem
Joshua,
here is
I'm going
that-
to read.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go on. No, I was just gonna say, I'm gonna read you the formula for buoyancy, and I want to see what you say.
Okay.
We can't hear you if you're not in the app.
FB equals PVG. What does G stand for?
I'm assuming gravity in the equation.
Yeah, you can't calculate buoyancy
make-
without using gravity. Do you understand that?
Well, maybe. And I put it that way. I don't mean to be a smartass, but to say I know for a fact that there's a way to you can't calculate it without gravity, I wouldn't.
How
know
do you
that.
do it?
There might be a way.
Well,
Why I haven't figured
say
it out.
some.
That's not
give,
my.
give
that-
it or
just
like.
because I haven't figured it out.
Oh,
yet
maybe,
doesn't
maybe
mean
it
it doesn't.
This is just flat Earth.
That's
for
why.
devs.
You're saying I believe in flat Earth, and I actually don't. I don't believe in round Earth.
That's what
either.
you've been
I
saying.
don't. No, I haven't.
You were like, if the flat earthers are right. What do you mean? Like,
If the round earthers are right, it doesn't mean I believe in either one. That's why I put them in the quote there.
okay, on one side you have literal mounds of evidence over millennia of the Earth being a globe, and the other side is some basement trolls that has convinced you of this on YouTube.
I with millions
Millions
of
of
people saw a
morons.
rocket launch about 80 miles.
Okay, I'm back.
You guys can't explain that. All right? The science doesn't explain it.
Okay, what is this? When was this? When was this? And what was the launch? Did this actually happen?
Oh, yes.
Is this just something you saw on YouTube?
Hell no.
Because I swear I've heard this
Does
before.
this event have a name? If it has a name, Stoke, darling, baby, please search it up.
What was he talking about?
I don't know.
I was in a church. I was
rocket
doing
launch.
Uber. I saw this streak going across the sky. It was
Where
real
were
pretty.
you?
I decided
you're
to
talking
pull
about.
into the parking lot. When I brought my eyes down the first time, there was nobody in the parking lot when I stopped, but the parking lot was full within 10 to 15 minutes because everybody was stopping.
And then everybody clapped.
It was 2018 or 2019. It was called a failed missile test.
Hang on, I got it.
Wow, that's a lot of points. Thank you.
Let's see.
And no, I can testify in
Settings.
court. I saw this with my own eyes.
No, I actually believe that. I think I know what you saw. Did it look something like this?
Why is my phone black?
Is this what
Is
you
that
saw?
it?
Something like that?
My
Make it smaller. Make it smaller, babe.
Who's playing the triangle?
Oh, that I have a wind chime. Sorry, I'll get away from the window.
It's okay. I was just joking. I've been hearing the ding, ding, ding. I'm like, who's playing the triangle? Wait, is that the Molly? Is that the? It is the Molly.
Molly! Molly! Hi, Molly! Anyway, yeah, so that is this what you were referencing, Joshua? He's muted. If we're off the app, we can't hear you, by the way.
No, because this is like a well understood phenomenon that like SpaceX's Lytic rockets have been seen doing a number of times, where they they're essentially what's happening there is that the smoke that they're emitting, like the plasma at that point, I think it's like a plasma like state potentially, or it's vaporous. It's catching the sun rays after sunset, so it just appears much brighter than the surrounding area. Oh, he disconnected. Are you...
Hallelujah right now. Play right...
Oh. What was that?
Did he really leave? Is he gone?
I don't know.
I was gonna explain that I was getting up my science and responding to Molly.
Earth satellites aren't possible on the flat. Yeah, no.
No, he doesn't believe in satellites like at all. Like he has a genuine big distrust for authority, and it's different. Sorry, I think I cut out.
Yeah, you keep cutting out here and there.
Fuck, sorry. Yeah, it's difficult to work with something like that. Well, looks like he left. Well, if anyone else was to come up, if anyone else is viewing that disagrees with anything.
We might have one. Well, give me a second. I have to go to, not sources, tools. Well, I guess. This is just so annoying to actually bring up people. And,
That's okay. No, I don't want to invite anyone that doesn't want to join. But, yeah, so we are anti-theists. And, we believe in science.
No,
if you're... Well, also, if you think the Earth is flat, we will happily have that conversation as well.
Will we happily? Will it be happy?
Happily at the start. We will also talk about... there are a few things we won't talk about. We won't talk about the Mustache Man. We won't talk about DRUGS. But that's mainly because of TOS. If you're in a car, if you're driving or in a car, don't request.
18 or older only for TOS.
18 year older only. I mean, I'm even grazing that myself. I'm only 19, so don't be too harsh on me, please. I'm only a baby.
He's just a little baby.
And
God damn it.
I will. If you are a capitalist bootlicker, come up as well. If you're a misogynist, come up as well.
Or a transphobe.
Or a transphobe, yeah.
Thanks for having me. This is
Even
fun,
though I
by
know
the way.
Heem is a transphobe, but I'm not bringing Heem up because he's still in timeout.
I thought you said my actual name. I'm like, what? I'm a transphobe?
I'm not. I won't say your actual name on here.
I mean, that's fine if you do because it's like actually kind of public at this point.
But yeah, if, I'm a capitalist bootlicker. I just love the taste. No, I'm a stethoscope licker. That's what Juno said. I actually hate the taste. I hate the taste of them so much.
Let me see if I
Oh yeah, we can also talk about Palestine if you'd like. And I'll happily inform you on Congo, Sudan, Yemen.
Stupid.
I will happily talk about that if you'd like. Of boots. I mean, have you ever been stepped on, Dusty? Try it sometime. Exactly.
We're getting sent to the Shadow Realm after that one, boys.
Yeah, no, we're not coming back from this one.
Oh no, Molly's listening.
I'm anti-British. Can you come up? Me too. The colonization that's happened, dude. I hate us as well. But yeah, also if
Yes,
you're
but-
racist or like eugenics, if you think race is real, come up, because it's not. It's a sociological construct based off phenotype. Yeah, come up if you want to discuss that as well. just anyone in chat, to be honest. Except him. Yeah, you're not coming up right now, buddy. Yeah, not after playing that. Boring? What was that in response to? Colonization? Buddy.
We'll colonize you next. No.
No.
The
Never use that word
anti-colonials.
as an imperative. Imagine coming up to. I've had a lot of conversations in which people have defended eugenics,
Oh, yeah.
and a lot of people have like defended like people. Honestly, usually with racism, they're misinformed. They think race is biological. It's not. And usually they're just misinformed. And something they've been taught their whole life is wrong. So obviously they want to talk about it. So if there is anyone here that disagrees with that, I'll happily show you a TikTok video if that's easier than explaining it using big words and articles. Whenever I explain it to someone, I always say, I could either send you an article or send you a TikTok video. Which one would you prefer? Like, which one are you actually more likely to watch? But yeah, if there are any theists in the chat, I'm kind of miffed that he left though. Do you think it was a connection thing? Or do you think
seemed
he
that, or he had something that he had to go do or something? I don't know. It's hard to say.
He was definitely
He definitely
smoking something.
Oh.
The thing is, what he was saying sounds exactly like me when I'm tripping on the bad word. Like,
I mean, it could
it's
be worse. At least he's still on this planet, man.
Dude. Hercules, I see you and Ian's server a lot, and I just want to say I really like your profile picture.
I think he disconnected already.
Oh, damn it. He was a cool guest. Yeah, he was, to be honest. At least he agrees that like religion is absolute bollocks.
At least he wasn't trolling like BP.
That was so funny. I was waiting for you to notice, like, insanely.
That went on for so long, though.
I thought you'd realize. I didn't want to like tell you because like
I don't pick up on these social cue things much. I don't know if you knew
no,
that.
no, babe, no, neither do I. But like, even to me, I fear that was quite obvious, especially with some of the stuff he was saying.
Yeah, but sometimes,
I didn't ever take a great education.
The donuts are wild from Juno.
The donuts?
The donuts?
Oh, the donut. I was like, what donut? Are you already getting money off this? Typical.
I mean, yes, but I'll give it to you. I don't need it.
Bitch. Okay, first of all, you know my money situation.
Yeah, you can get the whole $1.68 of estimated rewards.
Second of all, buddy, I think money should be abolished. So.
Yeah. No, I'm getting enough money for dancing doggy boy.
Oh, I just want money for cigarettes, dude.
You want some cigarettes, darling?
Yeah. But
Darling, I used to
out.
smoke 2 packs a day for 40 years.
I'm not gonna sound like that, I promise.
Are you sure about that, darling?
Yes.
Throat is getting destroyed saying that.
I will smoke until I have a hole in my neck and I have to push down on it.
Ian live, by the way. Do we want to go run
what?
over there? Yeah,
Since
he
when?
just such as just like now. So we can go over there if you'd like.
Guys, anyone that's watching that doesn't know who Ian is, there's someone called allegedly.ian. Look them up. That's where we're going. You should go there too. Bye, guys.
That was fun stream. Bye bye.
Fun stream.